Is good, people. How we doing today? How are we doing today, guys? This one, we're gonna have a stream, guys. We are gonna have ourselves a stream because there's a lot to talk about in this space. There is. But before I go ahead and get started on our great value stream, if you guys can hear me, go ahead and get the likes up right now. Let's go. Let's get the likes up right now. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me see the one in the chat. Let me see the one in the chat. Guys, this conversation is going to be huge. There's a lot of stuff for us to talk about here because this might literally be the end of the Manosphere. I know. Some of you guys are going to be like, whoa. What are you talking about? What do you mean, the end of the Manosphere? I'll tell you. That's why I had to get great value in this bitch, because there's a lot of stuff to do. So first things first, you guys don't already know, there's some ish that's been going on between within the Black Manosphere, right? And particularly speaking, Obsidian and Minister Jap. All right, these two have been going at it, and it is a great value, absolute great value content that we're going to cover, because there's a lot of important stuff that needs to be talked about here. Stuff that has to do with the future of the space, and stuff that has to do with the leaders of the space, like the current leaders of this here Manosphere. And I believe that that has to be discussed, because a lot of people who are leading the space right now, like you guys we've been saying this entire time, a lot of these guys, they are the very same people. They behave like the very same people that they're claiming to trying to help. All right. And what we've displayed or seen displayed in a certain stream of a certain YouTuber, right, basically kind of exposed a lot of that. And I want you guys to hear me out, okay? Because this isn't a video to really come at somebody, although it's going to feel as such. It's not, right? This is merely to point out the criticism, because this is one of the biggest issues that is tearing the Manosphere apart. The biggest issues that's tearing it. And and what that is we have a bunch of grown men who do not understand how to take criticism. We're dealing with a bunch of grown men who, instead of trying to open up their platforms to help other creators come up, or to basically, bring up the community that helped them to get to where they need to be, we got a lot of people who are either envious, they're jealous, they're arrogant, and most importantly, stupid. And I'm going to break all of that down here and more. And by the end of the stream, I want you guys to understand something, all right? A lot of this right here realistically starts from Kevin Samuels. And I'm not throwing blame on Kevin Samuels. I'm not blaming him for whatever it is that these guys are going to be blaming him about. But I want y'all to understand something. Kevin Samuels represents exactly what a lot of these guys, well, basically not represents, he exposed indirectly what a lot of these guys are all about, right? Or what a lot of these guys are. And I'll explain to you guys in just a second here, right? The main thing is, by the end of this stream, I want y'all to get this through your thick skulls, okay? At least about Kevin Samuels. And this is no dig against him, all right? And I'll explain that as we go forward here. Kevin Samuels is basically the Antichrist of the Manosphere. Yes! Kevin Samuels at this point is basically the antichrist of the Manosphere. And the biggest reason why is, and I'll prove it, okay, is because ever since Kevin Samuels' success, what we've seen in the Manosphere is a whole bunch of other content creators who the real nature of themselves are actually starting to unravel, okay? The true nature of what these guys really feel, how these guys behave, how they act, it exposes all of it. Because of his success, this might actually be or lead up to the failure of the Manosphere itself. That's right. Y'all heard me. Kevin Samuels' success in this space will ultimately lead up to the failure of it if certain measures right now are not put in place, if certain actions right now are not taken by said leaders. But as I would also break down today, the Manosphere itself doesn't have leaders anymore. It doesn't. The people who are at the wheel, they're either sleeping or fighting for scrums or fighting about things that don't matter. Matter of fact, the people at the wheel right now, a lot of them, they care more about what they can get out of this than actually helping the men out there that actually need it. And also, I'm going to explain how dangerous this kind of ideology and mentality can get when we have grown men who are more worried about themselves, what they can get out of it, how much money they can make, how much influence is running through their minds versus actually helping other men. And we wonder why the space is in such disarray. We wonder why the space is in such mess and such turmoil, right? Well, the biggest reason why is everyone isn't, I wouldn't say everyone, but there's certain people right now who are at the leadership spots that really don't deserve to be in that spot, right? That really have a bunch of issues that they haven't really taken care of, and they're out here pushing their shit on a bunch of you young men out there who are unsuspecting. So the content creators I'm going to be talking about today, one of them, you guys already know him. His name is Obsidian, right? And he is founder of the Negro Manosphere along with O'Shea Duke Jackson. And he's done a lot of work. I mean, he's one of the OGs in this space. If you guys actually want an easy comparison, he's basically the Black Rollo Tomasi. Actually, hold on. Where are my fucking manners? This guy actually wants to be Rollo Tomasi. He wants to be Rollo Tomasi and Jordan Peterson combined. It sucks because with Obsidian, you could tell he's a very sharp guy. Very sharp guy. Sharp, but not smart. Pay attention to where I'm going with this, because everything I'm about to say here, I will prove it and break it down to you guys. Even those you guys who are Obsidian fans too as well. I respect the OG. But this goes back to the earlier point I was making. Because people don't want to criticize or place criticism where criticism is due, especially to some of these Manosphere leaders who feel as though they shouldn't be touched because they were one of the first ones or among the first ones who started speaking upon men issues, or they kind of rode that wave. They feel as though that they cannot be criticized. And one thing that I appreciated about my conversation with Angry Man the other day is that Angry Man basically acknowledged a lot of the same things, right? There are a lot of guys in the space who run around here acting like that they're men, and they have these tough, they put on these tough bravados, this tough skin. Like they can go out there and take on anything, but realistically, they're not. They're not those dudes. Matter of fact, the reason why they're not is because they try to keep other people from accurately criticizing them. Now, here's the big thing. The biggest problem that can arise out of people not being able to accurately criticize their leaders is that their leaders get to run around thinking that A, they're God's gift to earth, B, they're the smartest human beings around, and C, they walk around like the shit don't fucking stink. And I'm going to break down all of that. So for those of you guys who are going to be upset because I'm going to be talking about some of the content creators here, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, hell no.
What can I say? I actually really don't give a fuck, because this is the result of when everyone in their echo chambers Don't fucking sit down and listen to the actual criticism being levied. You guys just want to sit there and call people haters, clout chasers. Realistically, they're just pointing out cold, hard criticism, and you guys wouldn't realize it until its very end, because these guys, what essentially is going to happen is you're going to let them run amok. You're going to let them do what they can do, and then what you're going to realize is you start to see them acting in crazy and stupid ways. But here's the thing. People are too scared to call these people out. And that's why I'm glad this platform exists. I'm glad we have a bunch of balanced people in the chat who are able to rock with it and say, hey, listen, I love this content creator. I love this OG. But I can also see the faults in that. And these are faults that I would love to see change. Because as a man, one important thing, one of the most powerful thing a man can do is change, right? Adapt to new situations. What I'm about to break down to you guys today is a situation of a bunch of grown men who are supposed to be leaders in this space who have failed to adapt in the years they've been around this platform, who have failed to innovate in the years that they've been around this platform, and who have also failed to essentially just grow into something completely new, scale the platforms into new heights. They failed at these different traits horrendously, right? So much so, you see a lot of piggybacking now, right? Because every few out of that bunch, you find some that break away, but then you start to see a lot of piggybacking. And with the piggybacking comes standing, and with the standing, comes a bunch of dumb shit that we are about to cover. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. And Obsidian, and Minister Jap, y'all are just foul for this. Like, for calling yourself Manosphere leaders, y'all sure as hell do not know how to manage your fucking emotions. No. Like, just riddle me this. But we'll get to that. Let me go ahead and pull up the video question. Guys, please do us all a huge solid. If you're enjoying the show so far, get the likes up. And if you want to be part of this, go ahead and hit the sub button or the bell notification at the top. All right. The likes are free, and so is this show. And this is going to be a very important show. So please, while I'm pulling this video up, go ahead and hit that like button right now.
Okay. And as there's a gentleman.
So I'm going to quick preface this because I want to kind of get right into it so you guys can understand what's going on. So this is a live stream between a YouTuber and Obsidian, right? And essentially what's going on in this stream is what went down with Kevin Samuels and Saint the Sinner, right? Mr. Sinner, you dig? So this is the aftermath. Now, what this has done is basically this situation that went down unearthed a lot of feelings that has been brewing underneath the surface within the Black Manosphere for a long time, right? And those feelings had to do a lot to do with Kevin Samuels. Like I explained previously, Kevin Samuels, a lot of people in the Black Manosphere space feel as though Kevin Samuels owes them something, right? They feel as though because of Kevin Samuels' success in the Black Manosphere and prior to his success, his prior associations with certain members of this crew that we're going to be breaking down, they feel as though that they are entitled to some form of help from Kevin Samuels, right? So this has been, guys, this is nothing new. A lot of this shit is nothing freaking new. A lot of this stuff has been brewing underneath the surface. You'll see it with certain other content creators who are popping up and saying Kevin did this, Kevin did that, Kevin didn't do this, or Kevin didn't do that, or Kevin whatever, right? It's always been the case. But what we didn't realize is how deep this shit goes. And until Saint the Sinner's incident with Kevin Samuels happened, it basically exposed a lot of things because we got a couple camps going on right now. All right. The two camps is this. The one camp that support what Saint the Sinner did, right, and how he maneuvered the situation, right? Coming up there and basically fangirling over Kevin Samuels. We saw you with your floral pattern grandma cutout couch, shirt, all happy and shit. Yeah, we saw that. And there were some people who were happy with that. They respected, the way he handled himself. And there's another camp of individuals who felt as though, hey, you know what? That's bullshit. Matter of fact, that's not only bullshit, that's fucking fake, Saint the Sinner. Oh, I'm sorry. That's fucking fake, Lord Marquard, because you was talking all that shit. You was talking all that good shit. You called him a skittle guzzler. You called him a fake businessman. You called him every single name in the goddamn book. So much so we thought a fucking war was going to break out just because of that. We thought. Right? And Kevin Samuels, he does what Kevin Samuels usually do and just kind of ignores it. It is what it is, right? And, it stings. He knows that. But he ignores that because that video got over 500,000 views. So maybe according to Saint the Sinner, you dig, the most viewed video on Kevin Samuels I've ever done on my platform. Yes, you dig. And part of people in this camp, number 2, right, is Minister Jap. Now, who is Minister Jap? Now, Minister Jap, here's the thing, guys. A lot of these content creators, especially some of these OGs, they're relatively unknown. And I'll explain why they are in a second. Because actually, I already explained it. Remember what I said? There's certain people in this space that fail to adapt, fail to grow, and fail to kind of do things on their own to basically dominate and pretty much like over succeed, if that's a term, in this space, right? Well, these guys are part of that. These guys are a part of all of that, right? They help introduce a lot of things into the space, right? But they themselves haven't actually built themselves to be something better than what they are right now, right? Saint the Sinner included, right? Although outside of this space, he's a giant, right? In this space, kind of run the mill, right? And in this particular Camp B I was just talking about, Minister Jap is there. And Minister Jap feels as though, right, Saint the Sinner was soft. Matter of fact, Saint the Sinner was a little weak, right? Because when he seemed to have behind the scenes knowledge of the shit old boy was talking about and how he was going to pull up on him whenever he sees him, he was going to whoop his ass. Woo! He was going to beat that dude's ass. Give him that work. Well, we saw the end result of what happened with that, right? The end result was there was no ass whooping. There was a lot of ass kissing, that's for sure. Hey, whoa. Don't get mad at me. You're the one who was ass kissing. I wasn't kissing ass. You kissed ass, all right? And they felt as though Saint the Sinner was playing the game, right? He was playing the game of, hey, listen, you're going to talk all that shit, but you're not going to mean it. I'm tired of you fake motherfuckers, right? Now, keep that in mind. That's going to end up happening. But the reason why we're going to start here in this clip, because I'm going to expose a couple things. I'm going to expose the fact that, A, I strongly, sincerely believe that Obsidian, although as hardworking as he is also an idiot. Like, I shit you not. This guy is not only stupid, but he's also, like, literally, man, the most arrogant, like, envious, selfish, narcissistic individual I have ever had the displeasure of actually watching your content. Like, and you hide a lot of that stuff behind trolling, a lot of your intelligence behind trolling. But if you actually dig beneath the surface, you're not that as smart as you think you are. You're no smarter than Rollo Tomasi. You're both trying to be Jordan Peterson. You will never be Jordan Peterson. None of you guys will be Jordan Peterson. Stop trying to pretend to be pseudo-intellectual douchebags pretending to be Dr. Jordan Peterson. It will never fucking happen. But yet you see these guys pretend to be pseudo-intellectuals. Now, hey, Obsidian, I hope you realize that a lot of people right now are witnessing you attempting to grift into the dating space. You're becoming a dating coach. That's what it is. And I'm going to tell you this, as an OG, that's not a fucking good look for you, because that fucking bridge, that's just going to get blown the fuck up. And you don't know what kind of fucking heat is coming, you taking that route. But right over here, Obsidian is basically going the dating coach route. And we're basically going to break down a lot of the nature that I just described to you. I am not shitting y'all, bro. I'm like, listen, I've been around people. I've spoken to thousands of people over my sales career, literally thousands of people from all different walks of life. And I'm going to tell you something about this man just screams insecurities, just screams egotistical, just screams arrogance and the lack of intelligence. So for those of you guys about to hear what the fuck I'm about to say and it's gonna piss you off, I want y'all to understand something. You better go in the fucking fridge, grab some fucking milk, look yourself in the goddamn mirror, and guzzle the shit down. Cause it's about to get hot flaming these motherfuckers. And the reason why, after Obsidian, I just want you to know, I got to throw some passion in here. It's no hard feelings, but you and your behavior, and you and Minister Jab, the way you guys are behaving, you're literally not only destroying our images and how we're supposed to present ourselves, but you are simultaneously destroying the integrity of this space. That's what you guys are doing. So I got to get a little passionate in here because I don't want to see the space that is supposed to be here to help a bunch of young men. And there's going to be a lot of help needed for these young men, especially the route Obsidian is trying to take the Black Manosphere to, which I do not agree with, because you will fail in that endeavor, and I will prove that on the stream too as well. So for those of you guys who are not going to like what's going to be said, I'm going to tell you what, it needs to be said, because if no one's going to accurately criticize these guys and make them better, who the fuck will? Since this bullshit started, the Manosphere has done nothing but tear itself apart because everybody is scared of criticizing everybody, and they got the audience over here riled in their own corners. The whole point of this was to help you guys, not keep you guys popped up on coping and hate. And we see a lot of that here in this space. I'm going to tell you this. As this space begins to grow and tough times ahead begins to come through towards us, a lot of these weak motherfuckers are going to start exposing themselves. And it's up to the strong content creators out there, the legit ones, the strong ones out there. They're going to start rising up and talking about this shit, because strong men stand out in hard times while weak men fall to the wayside. And what you're seeing right now, the disintegration of the weak leadership in the Black Manosphere, is the sign of the times that is coming. So pay attention, because I'm about to expose how dumb this motherfucker really is.
An online named Wheat Waffles, black pill guy.
Those are two polar opposite extremes. So I'm wondering how you're going to connect Matthew Hussey and Wheat Waffles.
Right. Well, Wheat Waffles did a very interesting analysis, because I think that the black pill incel guys do make some good points. I've actually sat down and read academic studies that have been done on the incel black pill movement. There's actually been academic research done on them, and their report validates many of the points that the incel red pillars make. They are legitimate. Now, the problem with these guys is that they go way too far.
Yep.
They go to major extremes with it. But is there a kernel of truth? I'll give you an example. So, and this has been validated. You can check this out over on Dr. Jordan Peterson's channel. He interviewed a gentleman by the name of Robert K. Henderson. Robert K. Henderson, former Air Force, now attending Cambridge. He's done studies. Others have done studies. Shout out to Joker of the Better Bachelor channel. Tinder. Okay. On Tinder, the dating app Tinder, women are gunning for less than 10% of the men on Tinder. This is a fact. This is based on Tinder's own in-house research arm. It's a fact. The women that use Tinder, they're all gunning for 10% or less of the men on it. Fact. And Robert K. Henderson told Dr. Peterson, because he actually knows people that work at Tinder, the way the algorithm works, if you start getting love from women, the algorithm rewards you for that and gives you even more women. So it's a case of the rich getting richer in a sense.
That's how it is in real life too. And once you get women, you get more women. Or best.
So what Obsidian is basically, and you guys can go watch the full stream. It is what it is. I don't know who these particular people are. But here's the thing. Or where they are. I'm sorry. I don't know where you can find that link. I don't know. Maybe this person takes down the streams like he did the last one. Hey, put the stream back up. But hey, go check it out while you can before they take it down. But essentially what Obsidian is basically talking about right now is the migration of his band of the Manosphere over to the black pill side, right? And he mentioned this gentleman called Wheat Waffles. Wheat Waffles is a known black pillar, but also within the black pill community is also known as a grifter, right? And there's a reason why. And we'll break that down because here's the thing. The black pill community is a growing community. It's a growing community, especially as more and more men are coming into the space sexually frustrated about women and just generally angry about their lack of social skills. They're going to be flooding into these spaces, right? And a lot of them, they go straight to the black pill space, right? And the brand of black pill, I want you guys to understand this because I want you to understand where this man Obsidian is trying to take y'all to. The brand of black pill that Wheat Waffles represents is the nihilistic version of the black pill. So, you know, when they talk about the doomers, the gloomers, that's all Wheat Waffles. Right now, he's trying to separate them like, oh, they're all bad and whatnot. They can't be all bad and some of them being bad if you're talking about the Wheat Waffles type, because those guys are horrible. Matter of fact, the recent tragedy that happened with a black pillar, a confirmed black pillar who followed guys like Wheat Waffles, and I think he actually followed Wheat Waffles himself, right? I'm not 100% sure, but we'll look it up or we'll find out later on the stream. That guy was responsible for deleting multiple people, including a child, with a shotgun and then shot himself. Why? Because women were the most frustrating thing that he couldn't wrap his mind across, and he couldn't wrap his mind across why he felt as though the world was against him. So do you know what guys like that did before he did the horrendous things that he did? Guys like that went online. That's right. They came to spaces like this one, particularly Reddit, YouTube, and some other forums. And they engage with other individuals who also have said problem with women. They engage with those people. And essentially, those people, they like to stay in their own soup of nihilism, doomism, if ism is a word. Doomism is a word, right? They like to stay in that spot because it helps them cope. It helps them not only get their release of complaining about the frustrations from the real world, but also helps them find some kind of sense of unity in their own victimhood. Any deviation out of that point pretty much means you're out of your tribe and you're out to the elements. But the problem is the longer these guys stay into these communities, the more jacked up they get, the more hopeless they get. And what I'm trying to warn a lot of you men out there and a lot of you ladies out there, this is very important. When you have young men disenfranchised from the market or to feel as though that they're disenfranchised from the market, and you have guys online who are telling them there's no fucking hope, that is a recipe for disaster. We are entering a time right now where you are going to start seeing a lot more of these incels popping up. Matter of fact, it's so crazy right now, the FBI has officially designated these incel groups as a terrorist organization. That's how serious this shit's getting. You're not listening. So while y'all sitting here and fucking sleeping in your echo chambers, people like us from the real world are trying to wake you up. Wake the fuck up. They're branding people now, folks, because a lot of young men are listening to these idiots and they're going crazy. And this man Obsidian is saying, yes, I think that the black folks should learn a lot from guys like Meat Waffles. Get their face rated by Meat Waffles. Man, Drew, not a black man, a white dude who basically judges people's faces based off of white European standards for men. That's what Obsidian is basically trying to tailor the brand to. We gonna stop that shit right here. And let me tell you this. Do you know how we know? Because we also have a community of black pillars. That's right, folks. Here's the thing that fucking guys like Obsidian don't understand, right? And guys like Rolo and some of these older OGs in this space, here's something that they don't understand. They don't understand. They're out of touch. That's the main thing, right? That's why they need guys like Fresh and Fit, some of these guys, right? They're out of fucking touch. They're boomers, man. They don't understand what's really going on. And I'm gonna help y'all because When I said that the balanced platform is the platform that's going to win out of all this shit, I wasn't joking. Our platform right now has a mixture of all of these different communities, every single one of them. Every single one of them. MGTOW, black pill, red pill, blue pill, purple pill, gray pill, white pill. Well, I don't know about the white pill now. Reputation's kind of spotty. All these different pills gathered in this one spot. And you know what the beauty of that is? The beauty of that is it prevents echo chambers from actually happening in this particular space. So when guys like me call all these other guys out, they're members from each and every one of these spaces that can agree or disagree, but overall, we can be cordial and understand. And what Obsidian doesn't understand is that part of our community also includes a lot of black pillars. And I'm also going to bring some of them up to go ahead and explain to you the difference between their community and the Wheat Waffles community that they're bringing on. You guys will get first-hand look because it exposes everything that this man, Obsidian, believes that he knows about in his own arrogance. Let's continue.
The way to get women is to get one.
Right.
And other women start looking at you. Yeah.
Which the tried and true pickup principle of pre-selection comes into play. Okay. So the incel / black pillar movements, and it's very important to point out, they are not the same. They're interrelated. They have Venn diagram overlap, but they are not the same. You can be an incel and not a black pill. You can be a black pill and not an incel, but they do have quite a few points alike. And their point is that the dating apps, the way that they are designed now, is such that only the topmost guys get the most success. That is a legitimate point. And we can debate whether that's right or wrong, or what if anything should be done about it. But the fact that they point that out and that there is scientific evidence backing it up, that's my point, that they do make legitimate points. So with that being said, in my own situation and relating it to the Saint in the Center, I had to do a lot of thinking about why it is.
He's about to go into Saint the Center. And I want you guys to pay attention to this because this man is extremely envious of Saint the Center. And we've criticized Saint the Center before. Right? Actually, we criticized him a couple days ago, right? And no hard feelings, buddy. You just mad arrogant and just self-absorbed. Like, stop. It's distasteful. It's gross. All right. But you're gonna see Obsidian really come at Saint the Center. Matter of fact, there's been a couple content where he's really come at Saint the Center, and not just Saint the Center, particularly the courses Saint the Center is selling, right? Because he can't fathom how Saint the Center could be so successful, but how his brand of Manosphere can differ from his, Obsidian speaking, right? So you're going to see a lot of fucking stupidity and arrogance ooze out of this man's mouth. And I'm sorry, OG, if no one else calls this out, even your boy, Benny Boy over there, sitting over there, I could tell he's tired of you. Everybody's tired of your shit. You're thinking that hiding the lack of intelligence behind the trolling thing that you do, you think that's working, but like real niggas, they see through that shit. They see through it. And y'all about to too. I'll expose to y'all what essentially what it really is. This guy is a pseudo-intellectual. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I just need you to admit it. I just need you to be upfront and admit it. And you don't care really about a lot of this shit. You care about the money, especially when you come in at Saint the Center. And I'm about to prove that too.
What is it about my program that's different from all the others? And one of them is a lot of the guys that I noticed that got into dating coaching were along the line of Matthew Hussey. That is to say, tall, really good looking. I mean, they already was, they was born on third base. He think he hit a triple, to use the old Ann Richardson line talking about George W. Bush. Born on third base, think he hit a triple. And I'm like, well, what about the non-select guys? You never really see any, short kind of off-brand guys represented. Every so often, like a Neil Style Strauss, who wrote The Game, is like Man Bites Dog. One of the reasons why it was such a huge bestseller is because somebody like him did it. So I said, well, what if I pursued that, but in a specifically black American 21st century context? What if I did that? And so that was how the Book of Obsidian was born.
Basically, he's saying that the Book of Obsidian, which is what he's basically popularized for, and I already got the hint when I read that shit, was basically him trying to be the lesser good-looking dating coach to help other lesser good-looking people who are struggling with women be successful. That's essentially what he just said. He said there was no market for people who were short or anything like that who are also dating coaches that can come out and do things. So instead of coming out and doing certain things on YouTube, and he wrote blogs and things like that, he writes a books and tries to sell it because he wants that particular brand and style, right? He wants to essentially cater to the incels, but in the black manosphere side. He wants to do it just for black folks. Like he doesn't realize what he just said, right? He doesn't realize that.
And I've been working, quietly behind the scenes to really refine those initial ideas. My column today, for example, I don't think any of my peers, and I would go out on a limb here and even include the Saint and the Sinner on this. I don't think any of my peers are talking about straight up dark triad women the way I am. I already did it in my first book. I go into deeper detail with,
which, by the way, he ripped off of other white content creators. He said that earlier. He basically took what they did and made it just for incel black folks in the black manosphere. That's essentially what he just said. So what he's trying to do is make it seem like he's original in what he created and basically trying to turn around and come at Saint the Sinner. And just so y'all know, because some of y'all like to think I hate on people, I don't hate on people. I just call out hypocrisies. It's going to seem like I'm defending Saint and Sinner here just because I kind of am. And I'm like, literally, I don't care about none of that shit. I just care about things being fair. So if you guys don't believe me, I just criticize Saint the Sinner. So I'm not picking sides here. I criticize everybody equally, right? Because I think that's important in this space, and that's what's lost, and that's what's tearing us apart. All right. So, but I have to defend Saint the Sinner because he's going after not just Saint the Sinner, but the courses Saint the Sinner sells. This is a business attack right here, but he's trying to masquerade it as something different. And I can't stand when people are that fucking disingenuous.
My second, today's column, which will be in an upcoming book. So that's the deal right there. I don't think anybody's talking about, dark triad women the way I am. And what's interesting is that a lot of my peers, and I can name names if you want, but a lot of my peers right now, they focus on dark triad women. That's their focus. And I think my personal opinion is that based on all of the literature that I've studied on it, nothing good will come from that.
Based off of all the literature he studied. This guy's Rollo Tomasi, but black. That's all it is. It's all theories. Everything he references are books. Just all these verbal diarrheas of articles and articles and diaries and all these crap blogs that he's been writing. That's all of it. You're all theories, dog. So if I'm going to come after someone like Rollo Tomasi, I'm going to have to come after you. Because when we take everything into consideration, your physicality, the way you speak to people, how you interact with other people, and just observing you. I'm talking about closely observing you. Like just looking at you. What you say, how you say things. Being the only nigga right now on this panel that isn't willing to show his face. Almost never shows his face on his panels, right? When you're on interviews and you're doing shit, you're hiding yourself. You're hiding your looks. Why? Y'all got to understand something, man. This guy is incredibly insecure and does not have a whole lot of, I wouldn't say a whole lot, but I am willing to bet some money on this. I'm willing to bet that this guy does not live what he's preaching in his dating courses. That's why you're going to notice how hard he comes after Saint the Sinner and how much he defends Kevin Samuels. Saint Kevin. Yeah, that's still pretty fucking weird. Call another man a saint. Oh, yeah, Saint Kevin. Oh, I see why you're going after Saint the Sinner, because there can only be one saint, right? And that's Saint Kevin Samuels. I see why you protect them, because that's your lifeline. And I get it. I get it, bruh. I get it. But clearly, if you want to be successful independently, OG, because I can tell right now you are not. You are not even on YouTube. And I'm not sure what your book sales are looking like, but I'd love to see those numbers. You got a lot of shit to work on, dog. If you think your shit don't stink, OG, it does. And we can smell it from here through the fucking screens. Every single person that understands it. And this is not a personal dig against you. I just need you to smell the fucking mustard because it stinks. And everyone around you, I'll point that out. They're scared to let this motherfucker know.
Right. Hoop Jargon in the building with the $5 super chat. He says, from what I see, Marquette just does a similar program of what the Manosphere is. Yeah, that's true. I mean, listen, that's a common thing. A lot of people do that. They do similar to what the Manosphere do, but say, hey, I'm not really Manosphere. I'm not with the pills. I'm not. And that's understandable from a branding and marketing standpoint. You don't want labels on you that you can't control. I get that 100%.
So Manosphere, the jargon of the Black Manosphere. Right?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to use that. Okay. Right. But where is he sourcing his followers from? Where is he sourcing his buzz from? Where's it coming from?
From the Manosphere.
Okay.
That part is true. That part is undeniable. Yeah.
So my point is that I think there's an inherent flaw in his business model, because it raises questions about the viability of his product. If you have to, it's just basic, business and marketing 101. If your model is predicated on talking about how crappy the other guy is, then how good is your product? In politics,
hold on. His product.
And this gentleman is about to call out a little bit, but look how gentle he has to kind of, maneuver the situation, right? He has to call out Obsidian on the dumb shit he just said. Obsidian is so goddamn salty at Saint the Sinner right now. He genuinely believes that Saint the Sinner's only business is marketing or doing work on YouTube. This nigga is bigger than YouTube. He's been bigger than YouTube. So you trying to make the false equivalence of him and his business being on YouTube, and it's predicated on him just talking shit of other people. You clearly don't understand his content. Even I had to watch his content, and he's helped tons of young men who follow him. Yeah, even though they sell stuff on his website and he takes a cut, he's still helping them make money. Like he's giving those yen a direct path to make money. But Obsidian is so wrapped up in his own bullshit that he thinks that Saint the Sinner's only business is YouTube. And I want y'all to understand the reason why he thinks that is because that's Obsidian's main source of income. It's fucking YouTube. That's it. So he arrogantly and just believes that because that's his main form of income on YouTube, that's assuming that's going to be Saint the Sinners, which is not the case. Even his own lackey had to fucking correct him.
And his business model isn't based strictly on that. That's an aspect of what he does. He has his own thing that he does.
Right.
He does a good job. He does a good job at, hold on real quick. He does a good job at it.
Right. But none of us are talking about it unless it's within the context of crapping on somebody else in the Black Manosphere. In other words, Bernard, were it not for what happened today with him pulling up on Kevin Samuels, you wouldn't be talking about him standalone.
That's true, but his success isn't contingent upon whether or not I or somebody in the Manosphere talks about him.
I agree. I'll grant you that. However, where would he be without the Black Manosphere?
Now that's a fair question, because clearly, even though he doesn't claim it, he doesn't wear the title. He went after people who are either associated, affiliated with the Black Manosphere, because he wanted to siphon off as much of their audience as he can, and then take it his own direction to do his own thing with it. Good business, good content strategy. But again, I go back to what I said. It's a bunch of people who agree with each other arguing over the 5 to 10% that they disagree on, which means it's really not even an argument, because it's really not even a difference. It just comes down to some WWE type shit, some branding, and somebody trying to sell their little way. Not like you say, not rewriting the wheel, just putting their own little spin on it, so to speak.
Right, and that's what I'm asking. I'm asking, what's the stake? What is the stake that is fundamentally different? That's my question. See, in my system, it's fundamentally different because I'm talking about things nobody else is talking about. Nobody.
Okay, all right. See, now, Obsidian, you're doing the same thing now.
The thing is, he doesn't realize it. He thinks his brand of Manosphere is different because his focus is on the well, obviously the dark triad women and the incels of the black folks, right? Of the black community, black Manosphere. That's what he thinks is so different. And the crazy thing is, what he, in his own arrogance, what he doesn't realize is you're basically making the exact same argument that you're blaming Saint the Sinner for doing. Like, how do you not see that fucking hypocrisy? And your boy is trying to correct you. Like, my boy, hey, Saint the Sinner's been big before he had his own companies before he came to YouTube. This is not his strategy for anything. He's just out here doing the thing so he can talk about what he wants to talk about, and that in itself is a strategy for growth. And then what he's trying to do is turn it about his brand as Manosphere, and there's a reason why Obsidian is doing that. There's a big reason why he's doing that. Because, guys, I want y'all to understand this. This is about the money. This ain't about helping y'all. This is about the money. It's always has been with guys like this. It's always been about the books. It's always been about all these different things, right? He's getting mad at Saint the Sinner for basically saying he ripped off certain aspects of the Manosphere and then created his own thing. And he's trying to make his own thing seem different than what everything is. And then you, in the same breath, make the same argument. Like, oh, gee, for someone who's supposed to be an intellectual, you can't make this argument. Like, I was reading this, I was listening to this, I damn near spilled my fucking drink, dog. I was like, whoa, did an educated brother just make this fucking mistake of doublespeak? And I'm actually glad your boy corrected you.
No, I'm just using comparison.
No, you're pointing out something that you do that's a little different. I mean, he could point out he could easily point out something that
but
he.
Do we know what they are?
I don't have to know what they are, but I mean, I've heard it. I've heard him speak, but I don't commit to memory.
There's a gentleman.
Wait, I'm sitting. Hold on. I've heard him speak. I don't commit to memory all his tenets or whatever he has to say or blah 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 blah. But I do know that he does put his own unique spin on certain things, and so in that way, he's unique in his own way. But everything that he do, I mean, you can't exactly rewrite the will when it comes to men interacting with women or men being successful or men growing a business.
And this guy's right. You can't, there's no reinventing the wheel for the Manosphere. Everything that has to be said about women, you can find from Manosphere 1.0 or even before that to Manosphere 2.0 and the newer generation that are coming in. Everyone is saying a certain version of it. They have their own spin to it, but that's how they can differentiate. If you want to talk about fundamental differences, that's it right there. The minute differences. But Obsidian is trying to claim that his brand is so much different than Saint the Sinner's, than some of these other guys in the Manosphere. Why? You'll find out in just a second.
Because of what you said, you don't rewrite the wheel. You look at what's already working and then you just build on it and put your own spin on it. Like I'm quoting you. Like, shout out to Minister Jab. Shout out to.
It got so bad. His own boy had to quote his own words. Yo, nigga, I learned from you. You said we were all standing on shoulders of giants. That you said that. So why are you acting different? Why are you acting brand new, Obsidian? Like, all of a sudden, when it comes down to you and your interest, you throw those words out the window. Guys, I'm telling you, a lot of these guys will throw their integrity out the window just to make a fucking point. So why are you getting mad when people call this out? Is this the kind of model that you want to grow up to be like? Or someone you already grown up to emulate? Someone who can't just admit, okay, let's just break down what this argument is really about. And we'll get to that in just a second.
Hold on, wait, real quick. Shout out to Minister Jab in the building. Oh shit, I saw your name. I didn't know what you wrote.
Hold on. I want y'all to read that because around this point in time, let me get my mug out of here. Around this point in time, Minister Jab was already in the chat coming at Obsidian because he's like, a lot of this shit this nigga's saying is bullshit. He was talking to, right here, he's referencing Saint the Sinner. He's like, that nigga they ain't do shit. He said he was gonna do it. He didn't do the shit he said he was gonna do if he saw him. He said, I'm a no real Obsidian dick ride or ride dick not with smoke. Hey, Obsidian, Minister Jap, I don't know what's going on here, but you can tell he's already pissed. He's already pissed because even before this clip, because this is a clip version, y'all can watch it full live. This clip portion, a lot of it was Obsidian and some of the other guys who they felt as though were a part of the Kevin Samuels Defense Force, right? Which I think that's a ridiculous name, but it is what it is. And Minister Jap is pissed off because he understands, or he thinks that he believes that Kevin Samuels hasn't really done shit for the rest of the community that helped him, right? That's what a lot of these guys, their mindsets are at. So let's continue.
All right, cool. Shout out to Minister Jap. I just saw Jap come through. You can come up, Jap. You know, hey, Jap, you're always welcome if you want to come on up and join the conversation. But yeah, shout out to Jap. but
yeah,
all right,
come on up. I'm willing to talk to him.
Yeah, but
I notice I haven't said anything about this supposed pull-up situation because I don't know anything about it. I don't have anything to say about it.
Stop. Every time this nigga goes live, you the first one in this goddamn panel, dog. Okay, like you acting like you don't even have your own YouTube channel. Like that. This is why you stay at your level that you at right now, and you're frustrated about it. And I could tell you're frustrated about it. You can't bullshit me, nigga. You're frustrated. All these niggas are passing you, but you're supposed to be the OG. Stop pretending like you didn't hear what happened. Everybody in the Manosphere knew what the fuck happened with Saint the Sinner and Kevin Samuels. I hate when these guys try to do this and try to act like they're above the fray. And you'll watch, because this is so pretentious. It's not even funny.
One way or the other.
He says, "I know the whole situation." This, oh shit. Okay, this Obsidian is.
Let's read that. This is another. Mr. Jap is cooking right now. He is in the chat cooking right now. My boy's like, I know the whole situation. This bitch Obsidian is playing. You're not gonna do or say shit in a man's face. You know that. So he's basically saying, Obsidian, you all talk, no bite.
Not gonna say shit in the.
I don't do gossip.
All right. Yeah. That's
He says he doesn't do gossip.
I don't know what's going on, Jap. I did refer to something that I did hear you say. You explained some behind the scenes stuff between you, Kevin, Saint, and all the whole works. I did talk about that earlier in the stream. I did acknowledge that, and I acknowledged that you had every reason to be to feel some type of way. I did acknowledge that, but
getting back to what we were talking about, all I'm asking is from a actual system standpoint. I understand he comes from a tech background.
Yeah, I think he created some technology, created a few businesses. He's a real smart dude. He did a lot of good stuff, business stuff. Yeah, made a lot of money.
Okay,
sold a company or two. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, what would be the difference in one computer versus the other?
I wouldn't know. I don't know computers like that. So what do you?
But that's my point. But if there's a new computer coming out on the market, what's fundamentally different about it from all the others that's already pre-existing?
They probably just put a new feature on it. I don't know.
That would be my analogy here. So
what you got on this one?
Well, niggas, what I'm saying, don't know the real. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on. I really know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? I know it personally. When you see that nigga hugged up with that shit, that's bitch ass shit, because the nigga tell me straight out his mouth, when I see this nigga, I'm gonna get down on this nigga, whoop, whoop, whoop. And you tell me, ride with you.
You guys hear that? So he's basically exposing Saint the Sinner, because Saint the Sinner was talking all that shit. You know how guys like to talk all that shit, right? The Manosphere guys like to talk all that shit, but they not about it, right? So he said, hey, he's telling Jap behind the scenes, when I see that dude, when I pull up on him, I'm going to whoop that dude's ass. Because he said he was a boxer, right? Or he was a black belt. Well, I'm a boxer. When I see him, I'm going to whoop his ass. And we all know the outcome of that meeting, right? Hi, Kevin. Hey, Marquard. You dig? You can't blame me, dog. It wasn't me that did it to you. You said you was about it, and you didn't do shit. You dig? You didn't say what you was gonna do. And the reason why Jap is pissed, because he understands that a lot of these guys, it's all about clout. They say one thing, but realistically, when it gets down to it, it's all about clout. They're not about what they say about. Because Minister Jap's real frustration It's not really even with the Obsidian, right? Because they shouldn't even really be beefing like this, right? And you will even get, when we get 2 hours later to stream, you could tell there was a lot of confusion because like, yo, why are you coming at me? But Minister Jap feels frustrated at Kevin Samuels because he's not getting the shine he feels like he deserves, the love he feels he deserves from Kevin Samuels. So when you got a guy like Saint the Sinner who's like, yeah, when I see this dude, I'm gonna rock him. I'm gonna pull up on him and I'm gonna do this, woo. And the dude's excited because, hey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if Lord Marquardt does not like Kevin Samuels and he's talking about pulling up on him and beating his ass, well, shit, motherfucker, I'm all for it. Oh, yeah, I'm all for it. Let's beat that dude's ass. But then when Saint the Sinner finally had that opportunity when he was doing all that talk and then got to meet the dude in person and what he said he was going to do did not happen, well, Jap is pissed off, right? And then on top of that, the dude goes on a live stream basically trying to explain away why he did the video and why he pulling up on Kevin Samuels and taking a picture was a 3-dimensional business move, which you know it wasn't. You were a fangirl, right? And that's another theme of this stuff, right? A lot of these guys like to pretend that they're playing a higher dimensional form of chess, but realistically, I'm going to tell you this. Majority of these guys who are in leadership are really stupid. They're actually genuinely stupid. Like I'm not trying to like really make fun of somebody or anything like that. I've spoken to literally thousands of people over the years of my sales career, and I've literally observed body language. That's how I was able to be successful, right? And one thing I've noticed is that there's certain patterns that people speak and behave in, and if you watch it long enough, you catch them slipping up a whole lot of time. Just like we caught Minister Jap. And he is about to behave in the most childish, emotional way possible. So fucking emotional in the fact, I can't believe this guy is considered an OG and a leader of men. And I rock with Minister Jap, right? He doesn't know it, but I rock with him. It's just like, but when I see another man who's supposed to be leading another man and can't control his own shit, then we have to have a conversation. And the way you handled yourself on this panel due to your frustration with Kevin Samuels, that has nothing to do with the individuals on here. You came up here and started some bullshit and aired out some bullshit that is damn near leading to the destruction of this space as we speak. Niggas are leaving left and right because none of y'all can handle your goddamn emotions. Bunch of envious bitches. We're supposed to come here together for the sake of the men and helping them out, and y'all just worried about what y'all can get out of it. Fuck what Kevin Samuels can do for you. What the fuck can you do for yourself, nigga? If you haven't helped yourself get to this point, why are you expecting other people to help you? Did nobody owe you shit? Like, y'all don't see this childish behavior? Or maybe y'all like this drama shit that's tearing the space apart. If you do, exit stage left. But I'm serious about this shit. But we got some good guys who are considering leaving the space, some real influential dudes, because we got emotional beta males that can't keep the shit together. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll accept that. If you don't believe that these guys are behaving in an emotional way that's going to be self-destructive to the space, tell me I'm wrong.
And I ride with you because dude fuck with me. Like, a lot of motherfuckers don't know. Saint the Sinner, I know these people behind the scenes. Saint the Sinner fuck with me. He like, love my shit. We supposed to work. I ain't work with the nigga because of dude. You know what I'm saying? And now
he's saying he didn't work with Saint the Sinner because of Kevin Samuels. So he's blaming the lack of collabs and shit that he has on Kevin Samuels. And I'm not saying if it's valid or not valid because I don't know the full details of that behind the scenes. But realistically, I know for a fact he's saying his also frustration is I can't work with anybody in this space because I feel like I'm being blackballed right now. I'm being blackballed by the most influential guys in this space. And realistically, hey, OGs, Kevin Samuels, whatever you guys are doing, that shit needs to stop. Like, let people work with other people. This shit is not about your fucking feelings. Who likes you, who hates you. No one gives a fuck about y'all. Y'all need to focus on the men. Because at the end of the day, y'all keep this bullshit up. Like, you guys are responsible for tearing everything apart. When you try to close shit down like this, keeping people out because you don't like them and what was said and things like that. Now, if they go overboard, like certain content creators that we've criticized, I get it. I understand. But this is business at the end of the day. Y'all got to learn to take your feelings out of this shit because it's not about you. It's not even about them. It's for the men who are frustrated in those chat rooms. That's what it's always been about. But yeah, y'all want to call me hater, clout chaser, instigator for just calling this out. These guys are not here for y'all. It's been about the money and the collabs and the clout. So if you don't think these guys are emotional, tell me I'm wrong.
You over here keying, being a bitch, and then you tell me as soon as you see this nigga, you hate him worse than Tommy, nigga. I know that, man. See, y'all let this bitch ass nigga on this motherfucking show. Y'all let his ass talk too goddamn much. And I met him in person. You know, you little as hell. You're not gonna do nothing. You're goofy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I supported you, bought your little book, but like, let's keep it 1,000, nigga. You know, you're not gonna put no tension on no nigga. And end of the motherfucking day, you know what I'm saying? Your ass just goofy riding. You know that shit on OC because that nigga ain't never helped you and ain't helped nobody since he been fucking doing this thing. And we been fucking sitting back, letting this nigga shit on niggas.
That's then now he's talking about Kevin Samuels. He said, you guys out here supporting this nigga, and you know for a fact he ain't done shit for you or anybody who he's left behind. Now, do they have a claim to that? I don't know. But Kevin Samuels, there's a whole lot of people now who are coming out and saying this shit. I'm not saying that you owe him anything. I'm just saying that a lot of people felt as though that you used them. And as a high value man, this is not how you treat your former networks. This is not how you do it. You are causing indirectly, I'm not saying directly, but you are indirectly causing a divide. And I'm not sure if you're doing this on purpose or this is something that you're just trying to protect yourself. I get it. Protect Kevin Samuels. He's a savior. Whatever you guys want to call it. But savior at what cost? At what cost? This whole being silent thing, there's a time to speak, especially if you're the most influential person in the space. There is a time to say something. And when I say something, I'm telling you, not this indirect, weird-ass bullshit, sly nonsense most of these bitches do. We done with that. If you're going to address something, you're going to address somebody, no indirections, address the shit head on. You are the leader. They're all looking to you. So when you sit there ignoring it or making it, acting like it's just past your level, you're creating more problems than you are going to be able to handle in the future. When you're on your way to the top, don't shit on the people who you're climbing on top of. Because on your way down, man, that's not going to be good. No one is untouchable. No one is invincible. Like, you could be touched. You're causing indirectly a bunch of problems. If this blackballing shit is real, and we've had a bunch of people who can cooperate that shit needs to stop. This is the exact thing that is tearing the space apart. You do a lot of good work. You've helped a lot of men and helped a lot of women. But this shit's starting to get really bad to the point that we're now seeing OGs damn near challenging each other to street fights. We're seeing grown-ass men, like grown men, trying to fight each other in the street. I mean, look at this. The embarrassment. The embarrassment. And y'all call yourself leaders. God damn it. I'm getting hot. I'm getting hot. Listen, I could feel my high value sweat dripping all over me. Oh my God. Oh God. I'm sorry. I forget to tell you. I'm part of that club too. I'm part of the high value club. Okay. Y'all wouldn't understand. It's some high value business. Okay. All right. Y'all just won't get it. But this shit needs to stop. But let me know if I'm wrong, because these dudes are hell of emotional. But let me know. I may be wrong.
Fuck this nigga. Real talk. Now, what you want to say?
Well, first of all, Jap, Happy New Year. And secondarily,
get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit. Just be like a grown ass man.
Well, I am
don't try.
All right, I'm gonna rewind that back because after Minister Jap I want y'all to explain. I want to explain
end of the motherfucking day.
I want to explain something to you. After Minister Jap airs out his grievances about Kevin Samuels to Obsidian had two different options here. All right, this is where his intelligence really doesn't show. Okay, he has two options here. As a OG talking to another OG, right? As a person who understands the psychology of people, you would have already known where his frustration was coming from, and you would have known his anger wasn't directed towards you. but I can already tell while he was coming at you, you took it personal. Yeah, you can't hide from a nigga who reads people for a living, dog. You took it personal. And when you took it personal, you guys don't believe me. Watch how Obsidian answers or responds to Minister Jap. And this response is the thing that triggered Minister Jap to go all in on Obsidian. Because Obsidian, you don't understand how to read the room. Like at first, people chalk it off as you just trolling or you being a troll X, Y, and Z. I genuinely believe you do not understand how to read the room. I'm actually starting to genuinely believe you're probably in real life, I wouldn't say incelibate, but you damn near close to these damn near incels, bro, you like to talk about. I'm like damn near serious because there's some social cues that you fucking missed that you should have picked up and you didn't. So watch how he answers this. He had two options. He could have diffused this situation and showed how men interact with men on a masculine platform. Or B, he could be a total bitch and escalate. You let me know.
You know what I'm saying? Your ass just goofy riding. You know that shit on OC because that nigga ain't never helped you and ain't helped nobody since he been fucking doing this thing. And we been fucking sitting back letting this nigga shit on niggas. Fuck this nigga. Real talk. Now what you want to say?
Well, first of all, Jap, Happy New Year.
Why would you respond to all of that? You sense the emotion and frustration in his voice, dog. You're supposed to be an OG. Like, even I sensed it. Like, I don't even, like, listen, I fuck with Minister Jap, but, like, I don't be watching this shit like that, but I can tell when a nigga is frustrated about certain things. I can tell. So why respond with a Happy New Year? Nigga, we're in March. You know that's disingenuous. You know what you're doing, or at least you think you do. We're in March. Happy New Year's. That is the first time you talk to him. Now, you can't help for him feeling the way he felt after he heard this shit.
And
Get
secondarily,
the fuck out of here with that stupid shit. Just talk to me like a grown ass man.
well, I am talking to you.
Don't troll me, bro. Don't troll me, bro, because I didn't met you, bro. You fucking 5'2", bro. Stop it, bro.
No, you won't do anything to me.
Come on.
All right, bro.
You won't do anything.
Hold on, wait.
Let me get some barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
All right. Let's Obsidian. Let's go ahead and get
right
your,
ahead.
You know, bro.
Put your hands on me and you draw back a bloody stump.
Bro, stop it, bro. If I put my bitch next to your bitch, my bitch make your bitch look like a man. Stop it,
really?
Bro.
Is that right? Miss Pudgy, stop it.
Oh, I gotta.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. This interaction is funny as hell. Like, hey, goddamn, I'm part of the problem. Fuck. I'm part of the problem. I'm sorry. This shit's just too funny. I would genuinely like to see a boxing match. I'm like serious. Hey, listen. Hey, who won the? Hey, listen. If y'all gonna fight, at least fight physically and make some money for the Manosphere. Why not? We could just throw money at y'all. Hold up. We could throw money at y'all niggas and just pay for y'all motherfuckers to fight, right? Because like this shit is funny, bro. This is some real WWE shit. Like you kind of just you feel disgusted for just watching it, but you just can't help yourself.
Yeah, really.
Now I gotta put my bitch on camera.
Sit down, Jap.
Okay.
Sit down, Jap.
Put your bitch on camera right now. I'll put my bitch on camera right now.
Sit down, Jap.
Put your bitch on camera right now. I'll put my bitch on camera.
Sit down, Jap. Sit down.
All right, guys. Look, if we can try to rein this in a little bit, like.
You're a hoe, man.
All right, I got you. But
I don't know what bug got up your ass, but you better go take that shit over there. I ain't got nothing to do with you.
Okay.
So Obsidian had multiple times to defuse the situation, and now I told you guys, I wasn't joking. He was in his feelings after Minister Jap came up and was already talking, right? This is supposed to be a high-valued man, or this is supposed to be a black manosphere leader, someone who's supposed to exemplify all the qualities that we would want to aspire ourselves. He's feeding in to the feminine bullshit. He's feeding in to the emotion, further escalating. He's escalating the situation now. Any point in time, we could diffuse this, and this doesn't need to happen. But now we're airing each other out. Now we're trying to dick measure, because that's one of the main things in the manosphere, right? You got to get your dicks out, and you got to measure it. Now they're comparing each other's girls. You guys are fucking almost 40, 50 years old, comparing women like fucking college kids, high school teenagers. And you wonder why people in the space can't work together and they're emotional, because the people who are leading them are also the exact same type of people. This is the reflection right here. Envy, jealousy, arrogance, stupidity, all masquerading as masculinity. That's a problem. And when guys like us call, we're not trying to hate. And just to prove that, we just got done criticizing Saint the Sinner a couple videos ago. And now we're basically defending him. The reason why is because Obsidian is saying some dumb shit. And we have to break it down. Nobody's supporting anybody over here. We are free to criticize who we deem needs that criticism. There's no hate coming over here. Ain't nobody got time to hate on these fools. Nobody has time. What do we have to learn from any of these people? There's nothing to gain. If anything, they're perpetuating the stereotype that is going to end up destroying this space. And you want to call people like us and haters. Hey, man, y'all better watch where y'all at. Watch where y'all at. This is not the chat for it. Like, we just don't like that. That's not it. Like, we've been the only person. Like, riddle me this. Why is the hardest thing out there in this world right now is convincing all of you guys that you guys have been fooled? Why is that so hard? Why is it easy to fool somebody and take their money and steal from them, lie to them, cheat them, but it's hard to convince the person who's been fooled that they've been fooled? Why does the world work this way? I'm so confused. The people who are being fooled themselves come and attack you. But I'd rather just show all of y'all what's going on. I'd rather just show all of you guys this yourselves, because this is the mentality of the leaders. They're no different from a lot of you guys who are following them, because these guys, they're not healed. They got issues themselves. They got frustrations themselves. And we're seeing that on display.
You better go take that shit over there.
So okay, all right. I understand you an elderly nigga. At least
I understand you a dumbass.
At least
I understand you a
arm wrestle with me. At least arm wrestle with me.
I got arm wrestle with you. I got something right here for you. I got something right here for you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm 1911 shorty. I keep it with me, bitch.
I don't need no gun to deal with you.
Time out.
I don't even need my cane to.
Come on, Jab. Let me
Y'all
ask you a
niggas
question,
talking
Jab.
crazy, man. This
Jab.
nigga's a hoe. You know, all these niggas is hoes. I'm done with all you niggas. I'm not fucking with you niggas. Your niggas is fucking lame. You're not gonna do nothing when you niggas see you. And I saw that shit face to face, and I'm looking at a nigga over here, backing a nigga that I know personally told me when he see the nigga, he gonna damn near destroy the nigga and didn't do shit. I can't wait to catch one of you.
And he's right. Hey, my boy, if you said you was going to be about it and you didn't do it, you a bitch. That's just being real with you, OG. That's some like, if you can't just say something and all of a sudden, like that's like I'm gonna come at you, dog. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. And then when you see the person, all of a sudden, Kevin Samuels, please. I know I said about you in the past. I didn't really mean it. Please do content with me. I need the growth. I need it. I bought 2 penthouse for you. I didn't have to get the second penthouse, but I got it. Look at me. I bought a penthouse for a 5-minute conversation and a picture. Please do some content with me. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to have to buy me a yacht to ease all my frustrations, okay? Oh, y'all will understand how us high-value men like to do it. You dig? Oh, yeah. Man, these guys are so funny, bro.
YouTube niggas play with me. We on that. Fuck you niggas.
All right. Jab, let me ask you this one. Okay, he gone. I wanted to ask him this question because I said earlier in the stream, you had every reason to feel however you felt about Kevin Samuels, saying his own site when he sees Saint in the Center, then you see a picture of him smiling and that, but Kevin Samuels is the reason why he didn't work with Saint in the Center. I acknowledged that at the beginning of the stream, and I said Jab had every reason to be, pissed off about that.
Kevin Samuels, you're creating more problems than you're helping. You're helping other people like who are coming into the space. That's great, but you're destroying the space simultaneously by setting up these type of things. Because what you're inadvertently proving is that you're no more emotional than these guys, but you like to pretend that you're not. You like to pretend that you're above the fray, but behind the scenes you pull the same shit. Like that's not that's you're still in the beefs. You're not above that. That's what you're proving. That's what a lot of these guys are proving. So if this is true, it needs to stop. It really does, or you tear the space apart. And there will be a time where you will stagnate. This is just how this shit is. It's you follow the trends of these platforms, right? You follow the trends. This is what happens. There will come a time where that happens, and you will need or find yourself needing a new face, a new blood, new revamp. I mean, I see what you're trying to do with MTR and some of these other guys. Good work. It's good work. MTR is very influential. But there will come a time where you're going to need a fresh face, new blood, and you're going to be in the same position these guys are in. I know people right now who've got 1 million+ subs, and their view counts are no different than what we're getting. So just keep that in mind. When you're doing this blackball shit, you're not going to stay on top forever. Full Circle Essentials, thank you for the $5 super chat. Kevin Samuels is Robert De Niro in the Devil's Advocate movie, and some are blind to it. Just saying, look at the MTD and the loss of sponsorship. I'm not fooled. Yeah, that's right. MTR, after working with them, did lose that sponsorship. To be fair, he's not blaming Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels, he's mainstream in a way that a lot of people outside this space hate. Which I get it. It works for him, and he's doing a lot of good work. That's a frustrating thing. He's doing a lot of good work, but yeah, it's still technically a toxic brand. That's why when I talk about like a balanced perspective being the future, a lot of these motherfuckers are not gonna last. I could see the writing on the wall, bruh. I've seen it. Like it's really not that hard to see, right? So a lot of people the thing is, I think because he believes he has the numbers and the views right now, things are going to filter off. But what good are your audience if they listen to echo chambers anyways? Right? That's why even some certain collabs, I don't like doing that. We get a lot of fucking collab offers, which is crazy, right? Because realistically, the first 2 months of us starting this channel, we were already getting sponsorships from Teach Hanley and shit. But realistically, I want there's a way we can do this. There's a way we can do this, right? Kevin Samuels has the influence, but we can actually do this for good. It's just that we can't have this shit that's going on over under the seas, and we can't have someone to talk about this. Because if we don't have anyone to talk about this, we get grown men who are supposed to be OGs yelling at other OGs on a platform. And Obsidian, bruh, damn, you could have handled this so much. Yo, you aided in escalating this because you got no feelings, bro. And you can't deny this because we all see it. Hey, shout out for the super chat, Full Circle. Let's continue.
I was going to ask him what is his direct reason for being. I don't get why he that upset with you. That part I don't get. That part that's what I wanted to ask him. I wanted to see why he was as upset with you.
That's the thing. Bernard Riley, Obsidian is supposed to be a people guy. He's supposed to understand why Mr. Jap is upset. He's not upset at Obsidian. He's upset at Kevin Samuels. There's a lot of guys, which I don't even think some of it is there. Come on, y'all are supposed to be OGs. Y'all supposed to learn how to build your own platforms, okay? Worry about yourselves and worry about bringing other people in. If somebody doesn't help you, so what? You've helped them get to where they need to be, and you go figure it out yourself. You're not owed anything. But realistically, a lot of guys in the Black Manosphere feel as though that they are owed something. And that's where Minister Jap comes into play. He feels as though Kevin Samuels owes him something, and he owes everybody else Kevin Samuels has worked with something. And that's really generally how things work in the real world. Because in the end of the day, you end up looking like some kind of like some beta dude, bro. Especially come up here screaming and then leaving without trying to clear anything up. There's nothing alpha about this. I don't see alpha. Oh, Shea Duke Jackson's in the house. Hey, whoa. Is this true? Are you why? See, this is what I'm talking about, man. I heard rumors, OG, man. I didn't know it was true. I didn't know that you were actually leaving. And this is an OG right here. There's another OG in the space that done good work. Help build. He's the founding father of the Black Manosphere. Him and Obsidian, the dude up here acting like a beta male troll. And I'm saying this because you need to understand this, Obsidian. You're not as great as you think you are. And that's okay. I tell you, I ain't shit all the time. Look at me and all my great valueness. Okay. I got great value coursing through my body right now. I got so much great value. I don't even know what to do with it. Okay. But it comes a time where you got to understand how to behave, because you're breaking apart the very same space that you're pretending. And I'm saying pretending because look at what you've done, OG. That you're here for people, but you're not. Now you got good content creators who can actually help other black men do stuff, and I still hope you stick with the mission, Oche. I really do, because I think that what you're doing overseas is valuable. You know, even had some conversation with certain people who didn't believe that same thing, right? And I'm not saying that this individual is wrong or right in his opinions. I just think that he makes a lot of false equivalency that could make him look foolish when those ideas meet the real world. Okay, because you can't be sitting there saying that people are doing stupid shit if based off of video. It just doesn't make any sense. You got to have more proof than that, because if you think that's a proof, there are other situations that you've been involved in that others can definitely say the same thing, regardless of what the fuck you've done. But we lose good content creators like that, man. Hey, O'Shea, man. Hey, I really, man. Hey, if you're for real about this, hey, you did what you can, and unfortunately, and I'd like to know why too. I'd like to know from your perspective why that is. Like what you saw in this particular space that decided, even someone like you, a founding father, is just like, you're calling it quits. Is it that far gone? Because that's something a lot of y'all need to pay attention to. If the Black Manosphere is that far gone, that shows you there's a lot of issues within the mentality of the space. Like I wasn't kidding y'all when I told you from the get-go that what a lot of stuff these guys are doing is going to ruin this space. They don't realize it, but it is. Let's continue.
That's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know that before he got off. Did you know? Shout out to the extra 100 people that just filed in here when Jap came up. But
isn't it
obvious why he's upset with you?
Well, who's successful here? Who's doing more things here?
Between you or Jap?
Mm-hmm.
I think Jap is pretty damn successful on YouTube.
Who was more of it?
You asking me who?
Exactly.
No. That's not an exactly. If you're thinking that you more successful on YouTube, I mean,
this is where the arrogance and the egotistical fucking bullshit comes into play. The first thing you pivot to is your clout. Who's better? Who's better? Who's better? Me or Minister Jap? Who's more successful? I will tell you this: neither of you guys are compared to your counterparts. If anything, compared to your counterpart, you're both trash. But that's the argument this man is pivoting to right now. And your boy has to correct you. This is what happens when we don't criticize our leaders. They end up being as stupid as the echo chambers that they're breeding. And now this man wants to bring the Black Manosphere, or what's left of it, into the incel community with this kind of mentality. We gonna stop that shit right the fuck now. Hey, have y'all had your jollof rice yet? Have y'all had your jollof rice yet? Please get your likes in right now, because I'm eating some spicy jollof rice right now, okay? I'm feeling my great value jollof rice running through me. So if y'all feeling that jollof rice right now, hit that like button right now, because we're cooking. He pivots to the fame and money. And this is a thought leader. I'm letting y'all know this is when the masks begins to fall off of Obsidian.
I didn't say YouTube. I just said more successful, period.
YouTube is kind of what
I didn't say just YouTube. I said who's more successful, period.
He does YouTube, you do YouTube. You wrote a book, you didn't write a book. So
did he write a book?
Okay, so you're just gonna set. Okay, all right.
Did he write a? Hang on. Did he write a book?
I don't. When Jap go live, I see anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 people. Oh no, he didn't write a book. Obsidian.
Okay. Next question.
No. It's not a next question.
Who cares about
this is taking it down a real
Obsidian?
Stupid path.
You goddamn Rollo Tomasi wannabe. Who gives a fucking? Oh, my camera turned off. Who gives a shit about a book? Anybody give a fuck about that, dog? You didn't hear Minister Jab's feelings on what he thought about the way he felt as though Kevin Samuels ignored him. Instead, you decided to do what you do best, which is troll. And I think that's who you really are, bro. It's not because you're smart. I think it's just because you're trying to hide the fact that you're not as smart as you think you are behind trolling so people can just write it off. You can't fool me, dog. You're not a troll. You actually genuinely stupid. And that's okay because you've done a lot of work for being dumb. But this right here, it's a dumb argument. And even look at the face of your boy. He's sick of this shit. He's sick of hearing this shit. And there are people right now he's not going to tell you as straightforward as I am, because a lot of times in this Manosphere space, a lot of your echo chambers, especially people that fuck with certain people, they like to suck dicks. So he's not going to tell you that. He's not going to be as straightforward as I am. But I'm going to tell you straight up, that was not the argument someone who's supposed to be an intellectual makes. That's something a dumb jock does. Oh, well, who's more popular? Who's stronger? Who's richer?
You asked me a question, I'm giving you an answer.
But I'm telling you to push pause.
Right.
I'm telling you this because I'm talking on my show. Minister Jab is very successful at what he's doing on YouTube when he goes live. I Obsidian. I'm
making the case. I'm laying it out.
Obsidian. Stop. Come on, man.
Yo, man, the man came and attacked me on your shit.
Yo, he's trying to tell you, Obsidian. I get it. You felt as though a man attacked you, but he didn't attack you because you're being disingenuous right now to Minister Jab. You're being very disingenuous to Minister Jab. He didn't attack you until you provoked him. He was already heated when he came into that stream. And you decided to start it off, well, Happy New Year's to you. Nigga, we're in March. Stop pretending like you didn't antagonize that shit, dog. I hate when people try to play dumb. You gaslighting right now. You had a moment where you're supposed to be a leader and you squandered it. Listen, this would have been fine if you were dealing with some regular old caller, but this is Minister Jab. He's also an influencer. He's also putting work in this space. And you treat him like he's some kind of child. Of course he's going to lash out at you. So you caused your own escalation. When I tell y'all that this world doesn't act upon you, it reacts to you. This is what I mean. Obsidian doesn't realize that him just being a troll or attempting to be a troll elicited that reaction from Minister Jab. So when they're sitting here saying, I don't know where the anger is coming from. Well, the anger came from Kevin Samuels, but you elicited that anger towards yourself. You directed a lot of that rage towards yourself. So stop pretending. But watch. Obsidian is about to basically shut this man up. And watch how he pipes down. After he's like, but my feelings were hurt.
That is true. That is.
And I have a right to defend myself.
And okay, all right, fuck it. Go ahead. Say whatever you say.
You asked me a question. Why did he come after you? He got beat with Kevin, but he ain't man enough to go see Kevin. But he gonna go after me.
I did. Hold on. I did want to ask him what is his problem with you. I didn't get that answer from him.
How did it doing his little bitch-made shit? How did these bitch-made motherfuckers always going in diversionary shit? You got a problem with a man? Go see him.
That's true. That's true.
Tired of this bitch-made shit. Tired of it.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. What you were saying before wasn't quite making sense, but what you're saying right now, I can go with that.
Hey, watch out. Watch out, this dude is starting to backpedal a little bit because Obsidian is mad now. He's officially in his feelings, which as a high-value man, you're not supposed to be. Like, you're acting like you felt attacked or slighted, but you're not. You haven't been. You instigated that shit. You did. And now you're mad at your own instigation because it fell back on you. And thank you for the $5 super chat. Balanced perspective is the future. A lot of YouTube/trend commentary channels react and laugh at a lot of these hardline red pills the same time with extreme feminists. Yeah. And these guys don't realize that. That's why when a lot of these guys come in and clown, they don't realize how big we're getting. Like, they don't realize how massive our platform is getting. Right? Because we're filled with a lot of people who are balanced. Everybody from every pill in this space is here. They come here because they know this isn't going to be an echo chamber. Listen, no one's saying there's anything wrong with the echo chamber. There are some people right now that love their echo chambers, but when they know it's on some bullshit, they come here and get the real sauce. They get the real jollof rice right here. And they max the fuck out because we cooking. So that's why we're growing. There's a reason why, because people are sensing this bullshit and they're like, all right, I feel like I'm starting, these guys that are saying that we might be part of a cult, you know, it's starting to make sense, because why is all this weird shit happening? Like, I don't get it. I'm so confused. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. And they see guys like us talking about it and they realize how, hey, wait a minute. I used to think these guys were haters, but they're actually coming after everybody. They're not just sticking to one person. Oh, I was wrong. I thought they were just a biased platform like everyone else that just hated people, but they're actually calling out everybody. And that actually makes sense, because now I'm actually starting to see the fallacies in some of the people I've been putting my money, my stock into, my entire thought process into. I'm actually starting to see it for the first time. Don't get me wrong, I'm still rocking with them, but at least now it's glad to have that perspective. And that's all we're trying to do. And y'all don't realize that we're growing. Some of the guys who even are our biggest supporters right now started off calling us haters. Did we care? No. Oh, you guys are cloud chasers. Well, yeah, that part's true, kind of. You guys don't make money. Okay. Listen, I'm not saying I'm great value. I'm just saying that I'm doing okay. You don't worry about me. I've been doing okay since I was 19. Believe me. That's why a lot of the shit that these guys are preaching, it's wrong. It's wrong. Why? Because I lived that life. It's wrong. A lot of these guys, I could tell, don't have a go-getter mentality. I'm 27 years old. I accomplished a lot of what these guys are telling me to accomplish when I was 19. And I didn't do anything special. I just built up my mouth game and went out and started selling. That's it. And once I realized that I wasn't really selling the products, I was selling myself. I molded myself to be that person that is successful. And that aided in my success throughout my life, to the point now I'm 27 doing other things. And by the time I become the ages of these guys over here, mentality-wise, monetarily speaking, every single I would have surpassed all of them. And I know that. That's why I don't need to come out here and brag. I don't need to come out here and sell books. I don't need to come out here and do any of that. You guys who have never seen me ask for anything except for the likes, please get that up. I've never asked for money. I've never asked for courses. Why? Because from day one, this has been about the mission. I don't know why a lot of these guys forgotten about that, but it's been about the mission. The clout didn't change us, and we got clout. It didn't change us. The money YouTube pays, and we've already had money before this, it didn't change us. That's why we're able to come at everybody. Because we don't need any of these people to be successful. We don't need anything, because real men understand that power comes from within. I don't need anybody to be successful. I got me. I got my own way to make it. Ain't nobody gonna tell me shit. I ain't gonna ask for shit. I'm gonna go take my shit. That's my seat right there at the table. I'm gonna take my seat. That's why our brand is different, because we're takers. We don't sit here and beg. We don't sit here and ask for knowledge. We come here and we take what we need and we leave. Shout out to you, AM, for the super chat.
And go see him.
I will grant you that. I will grant you that. I will grant you that all day. But all right.
And if you don't like what I said, you know exactly where to find me. 1785 Market Street, June 9th through 11th, 2022, here in Philly. If you don't like what I said, you know exactly where to find me.
So now you're so emotional, you're doxing yourself. So dumb. I feel you. It's exhausting. Listen to these bitches.
Right. It said Mr. Riley control. Oh man, this part of what Obsidian is saying, I understand. Trying to do a dick measuring contest over who's more successful.
Yo, even his chat is trying to get Obsidian under control, because they understand that this man has kind of lost his cool a little bit. They know that. Like, anybody can see this shit. Hey, THPP Network, shout out to you for the $20 super chat. My GOSD inspired the current THPP version. And if he leaves this devastating, this is devastating. No cap, my respect goes out for him. Him in mess. Hold up, let me get this bottle out the way. get this bottle out the way. All right. Oh, he's talking about O'Shea Duke Jackson. He said my Jeep. O'Shea Duke Jackson inspired the current THPP version, and if he leaves, this is devastating. No cap. My respect for him is immense. He inspired two no Cal cat to keep working, or North Cal, he meant. That's true. O'Shea brought out a bunch of big, heavy hitters. Poor Man Podcast, Kevin Samuels, Donovan Sharp. He has a talent for spotting talent and building them up. Lead Attorney. Lead Attorney talks about it all the time. I always had 1,000 subscribers. I love Lead Attorney, by the way. I'm just trying to, I can't, Lead, hold up, Lead. I'm not trying to get at you. It's just that I don't know how you talk to get your voice pitched that high. I've been trying, but it cracks a little bit. I've been 1,000 subscribers. And let me tell y'all this, okay? If it wasn't for O'Shea, I wouldn't be where I was right now. And he's right. How many more talents like the Lead Attorney and Poor Man Podcast, and even turn aside some of these female content creators, right? Who he's actually helped. And look how many people they've gone on to help. And now we have that kind of talent leaving the space that he founded because of idiots like this and the way they behave. Guys, I told you, this last thing, I'm going to prove a lot. These guys, they're really girls. Like, I don't want to, like, it sounds horrible, but they're really chicks, man. Because I'm going to tell you, this has been going on for a long time. For it to get to this far, that O'Shea Duke Jackson has to leave. And I thought it was a rumor, but it's true. He confirmed it just now on this live stream. He just confirmed it. He's gone. He's no longer part of the Black Manosphere. And there are a lot of people that are going to be leaving the Black Manosphere. I told y'all, man. When I told y'all from the get-go, there's nobody leading this space. There's nobody leading it. And the people who are, they don't care about the people. They care about the money. Everyone in this motherfucker's chat right now, he doesn't give a fuck about them. Yeah, he's been on their platform. He talks all the time. But guys like Obsidian and this dude over here, they don't give a fuck about those guys. They're here to help black men, but all they do is talk about women and drama. And yeah, y'all say, oh, dukendon, you guys talk about other content creators who are males. Yeah, for one, we're built for that. That's our platform. We are built for that because we have the chat and a diverse audience to do that. But B, talking about people consistently, especially women, it does nothing but give them power. All we do is talk about women. It gives them power because that means they live rent-free in not only the heads of the content creators, but in the heads of the guys who are watching it. But you guys like to pretend you're alpha. That doesn't work. So, yeah, we would rather talk about the guys, the leaders. We would rather speak truth to power. Why? Because by talking about this empowers the males in the space to get their shit together. So I would rather talk about the leaders and criticize them the way they need to be criticized to better themselves than to sit quiet and let the world burn. And you see, I'm not harsh on them. I'm not going into their personal lives. Every single content creator I've ever criticized, I have never been slighted. I've never slighted them. I've never gone after their personal lives. I've never aired out anything. In fact, we ban people in our chat for doxing them. That's how crazy we take that shit. We don't like to do that. We ban people in our chat that try to dox people in our own streams. We don't do that. We try to keep it as fair as possible. Now we joke, we clown, best for entertainment purposes, but ultimately our real goal is to watch the space grow and flourish. Why? Because there are new men coming into this space, right? New frustrated men. But B, those frustrated men are angry as fuck. And a lot of things can happen when dudes who don't have control of their emotions are angry as fuck, like that shooting in London.
That was goofy. But right now, what he's saying right here, I can rock with that. I can understand what he's saying right there, and I don't understand why this situation made Jap have smoke for Obsidian. I get his smoke for Kevin Samuels. Now, Yeah, so I was trying to get that answer out of Jap. He can come back up and explain that if he no, actually that might not be a good idea. But all right. What the fuck do we do
for
now?
those of you guys, by the way, who have the link,
so says BR got sunned by Obsidian.
You guys know who you are. If you got the link, start piling in right now because we need to go ahead and finish this follow-up.
His own channel. No, I didn't get sunned by Obsidian. Obsidian was actually right on the merits. I did let a man come up just to personally attack him, and that was that.
Nah, bro, you got sunned. Hey, let me go keep it a stack. You got sunned on your own stream. All right, you let Obsidian scream loud enough to shut you down. Because if you were smart, like your boss, you would have realized that your boss started it, just like we just pointed out right now. So y'all trying to make it seem like Minister Jap's a problem. Yeah, he came up here in emotional, but y'all antagonized that shit. So the man didn't just come up here and solely attack Obsidian. That's not what he just did. He come up there basically airing his grievances against Kevin Samuels, and this dumb motherfucker was, oh, Happy New Year's. It's March. So if that wasn't disingenuous, I don't know what is. You instigated that. So nobody attacked you, and it wouldn't have been the case if you didn't try to make him feel like a boy. If you weren't being condescending. This is why I'm saying, Obsidian, you are too damn arrogant. Tone that shit down, boy. You not what you think you are. No, real talk. You are not what you think you are.
So when he was trying to explain himself and I was trying to cut him off, he cut me off and said, no, you let somebody come up and attack me. I'm going to defend myself. That was fair. So I fell back, got quiet, and let him go ahead and vent off or say whatever he had to say. That was fair. That was legitimate. That ain't me getting sunned. But when he was about to try to pull the, okay, who's more successful, me or him? That part was some bullshit, and I was going to cut him off. I'm gonna cut him off if he start going down the bullshit path. But when he was, what he said after that was some real shit that I had to let him get that off. So no, that ain't a getting sunned situation. No, that was a man to man. Yeah, a man came up and disrespected him, and yeah, so I let him fire off what he needed to fire off. That was fair.
You got sunned. You got sunned.
Listen, man, dig this. I had to walk away from the mic for a minute. Listen, since it happened here, I'm going to make it be known here. I am asking people to leave me the fuck alone. I'm asking them to do it. Leave me be. Okay? You got a problem with Kevin? Go see Kevin. You all know where he is. He's right down there in Atlanta. You got a problem with him? Go see him. Keep me out of your bitch-made shit. You all in your feelings because of whatever. Keep me out of it. See, this is the problem with niggas, Bernard.
Tell him.
We trying to do business, but niggas don't respect business.
Oh, really?
All right. All right, then. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Just leave me alone. Kevin Samuels don't need no defense. He's well equipped to defend himself. If you don't like what he does, go see him. Just like the Saint and the Sinner pulled up on him in Vegas, that's what you do. Take your black ass to Vegas and pull up on Kevin if you don't like it. Take your black ass to Vegas. If you don't like what Kevin is doing, take your black ass to Vegas and pull up on him the way Saint and the Sinner did. I got more respect for Saint and the Sinner than all these other pissant niggas. Because at least he pulled up on the man. Dumb motherfuckers always trying to talk shit.
You got more respect for a man who pulled up on a dude who he's been talking shit about, not only publicly, but then saying he was going to mad violate him when he meet him privately to another OG you were just being condescending to, and you saying you have more respect for that dude than the dude who literally just came up here and tried to challenge you, face or panel to panel. This is a tough guy talk. This is a tough guy talk. Stop it. And now you're encouraging other people to pull up on Kevin Samuels if they have smoke for him. Let's take aside the macho-ness, right? The macho, alpha dog. Let's take that apart for a second, right? You have someone like Saint the Sinner who's basically pulled up with Kevin Samuels. He's already set a precedent, right? Now, his president was taking pictures and whatnot. But what if the next person who decides to take this dude seriously and pull up on Kevin Samuels decides he wants to do something crazy? That he actually wants to be about it. You know, the kind of nonsense Minister Japp is advocating for. This is how we start putting people's lives in danger. We already know Kevin Samuels isn't robbed with security. So what? We want to have him get beat up in the streets now. This is where dick measuring gets you in trouble. This is not a mature thing to do. This is not alpha.
What is wrong with you? Yeah, Jap, I heard you. I said what I said. You don't like it? Take your light skinned ass out there to Vegas and see him. Stop fucking with me. I ain't did shit to you. I ain't did a goddamn thing to you, Jap. Hey, you keep fucking with me and I tie fire to your little narrow ass.
A little narrow ass. Hey, bro, you kind of, hey, you got to pause on that, dog. Hey, yeah, you got to hit pause on that, dog. That's a little.
I didn't necessarily understand. Understand him having a problem with whatever, with Kevin Samuels for all of that. I didn't get so much why he had smoke for you, but like I said, I think it was more so.
Come on, Bernard.
He was.
Come on, Benny boy. You know why he's pissed. You know why he's pissed. Obsidian instigated that shit, and you know it. O'Shea Duke Jackson G. Nah, that's what it was. Don't act like you don't know. He's mad. You guys all had known that they've been pissed off at Kevin Samuels. You guys all know that. So y'all, like, this is all disingenuous shit. We're almost done with this, and then we'll go ahead and get to the call, because the call is going to be very important.
He was creating separation. He was creating separation in that you just want to say, hey, that was his way of formally saying, because all the images of the Manosphere meetup all over the place, and he was at the Manosphere meetup. That was just his way of basically just coming up here and formally announcing, hey, I don't fuck with Obsidian.
Hey, I like Mark Remington's comment, right? No, you're right. He went to the colorism argument. Like I'm telling you, these guys are really beta males. No wonder, like, we can't get ahead. Real leaders are leaving because all of these guys are secretly beta males. There's no leadership in this space, man. Like, I don't know what else to tell y'all. They're using you.
My interpretation of what happened there. And on a lighter note, at the Manosphere meetup, I stood right next to Obsidian. I am 6'1". I was not a whole foot taller than Obsidian when I stood next to him. He's not 5'2". I don't know who started that.
Oh no! Look, Mr. Jap, come up here with that bullshit. When I talk about tying fire to his red ass, now everybody, colorism. You goddamn right. We gonna take the gloves off. Let's take the gloves off. He can talk.
No, that's not taking the gloves off. That's you losing based off the merits and basically going low. It's not taking the gloves off. You went low. You used an argument that you claim that's only reserved for women. You guys are making the same feminine arguments.
Talk about my height. I talk about how soft he look. Soft marshmallow looking motherfucker. Stop it.
And Obsidian is pretty short. Nothing wrong with that. You know, I mean, you mentioned that at the start of the stream. You said that there was no one else who's writing Manosphere content for short guys, short incel guys, for black short incel guys like you. So you took up that mantle and wrote up the Book of Obsidian. A lot of those elements are in your book. You wrote that. So there's nothing wrong with that. We got people who are 5'2" here and they still getting bitches. Why? Because they learn how to overwork that. You can too. But instead, you want to go black pill. And that's where I'm going to leave it, right? I'm going to have some conversations up here, right? Because I told y'all, where the route Obsidian is trying to go with the Black Manosphere, it's not a good route. It's actually quite a dangerous route that he's taken into. But like I told y'all, for those of you guys who are new to this platform, like, we have everybody in this space. If anything, I don't know what you would call a space that incorporates every space of the Manosphere. I don't know what you would call that. Maybe you guys can think of a name for it, right? Or maybe not. We'll just leave it as it is, right? But it's one of those spaces where we can verify a lot of things, and we can verify them pretty quickly, right? That's why we're growing as fast as we're growing. We're getting the people that we're getting because we're able to maneuver that quickly. And part of that conversation we're going to have is the brand of black pill that Obsidian is trying to take the rest of what's left of the black manosphere into, and why that would spell disaster for not only every black man that's supporting him with that wheat waffles nonsense, but it's going to blow back on everybody in this manosphere space, because that brand of black pill he's going towards is a very nihilistic and dangerous brand of black pill. And you're trying to drag us black folks into that shit to make us be watched at as a Fed. We already know some of us already paranoid that the Feds are watching. And you're going to take us and willingly put us in that category, and you think it's smart? Just because Rolo's doing it doesn't mean it's good. So we're going to have some black pills up here to basically explain the difference between the wheat waffles black pill and the actual black pill. And you guys are going to find out that wheat waffles brand of black pill is not the brand of black pill that you want. So let's go ahead and get self-made up in here. Shout out to you, buddy.
Whoa.
What's good? Welcome to the show.
I would call this a pill fluid community. There's everything in it.
Welcome. Hey, appreciate you coming to our high value stream. Okay.
You got the grip money.
Hey, guys, please, if you're enjoying the jollof rice cooking tonight, okay, you guys like how hot and spicy things are getting here tonight, please hit the like button, okay? That helps me cook more jollof rice for you guys, so that way every time we come up here, we can max out, okay? We can all eat. So, self-made, please help us understand the difference between wheat waffles, branded black pill, and the black pill movement that is trying to fight against that.
All right, I got to take one shot at wheat waffles. A man raiding another man's face. Sus soldier. That's where we all look at it.
I call them meat waffles.
Oh, yeah, meat waffles. You can call them that, too.
Waffles. That's what it is. You don't start raiding random dudes, bro. That's weird.
They are
That's so weird, dog.
They are a break off of the black pill, which is known as the gray pill. They have all been lumped into the gray pill with the doomers, nihilistics, and it's over. We never tell men in the black pill it's over. In the subsection we're in the main black pill. We're the ones that were taking on the grifters, the dating roaches, the dating, the courses and everything else. We were on.
You guys are like, so when people say the black pill community, because people tend to look at wheat waffles, right? Because he's got the bigger platform and whatnot. But you guys who are around those platforms, you guys are actually the main bunch. You guys are the main, when they call the black pill community, you guys are it.
Yes. Okay. Correct.
I will make sure for the guys in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, so you have wheat waffles, which there was a big debacle not that long ago. John Anthony just doxed the kid. He's like a 19-year-old kid from England.
When was this?
Oh, just a couple, not even a week ago or something. Undead Chronic actually put his feet to the fire, which Undead Chronic is MGTOW. That's men going their own way for your audience to understand. So John Anthony exposed him. He was a 19-year-old kid still in university. Now his life is over. But people have they try to say, oh, well, he is a public figure. He needed to be doxxed. I don't think anybody needs to be doxxed in this space. Far be it said. But I've been watching wheat waffles here and there. And the thing about it is he tells guys it's over. You're 5'1", 5'2", not look at his looks threshold to another man. He tells these men it's over. And that is very, very dangerous. Then you get a community of people that all stew in this. And I'm going to bring you a little story of some guy who joined with us after he was into that side of this. I'm not going to name his name, but he was there into that whole group of people of the cells. And, he was, self-stewing with all the rest of them. He finally got laid and they kicked him out. they shamed him for
So
that.
wait. You mean hold the fucking French toast door? You mean to tell me that the first person in that particular community to get laid, they kicked him out? Oh, I think he got. Hold up, you got to come back. You got to come back. He's gonna be back. That's crazy to me. Y'all hear that? So they got a community of dudes who can't get laid, and the first person to be successful within that group gets kicked out. This is the brand of Black Pill Obsidian foolishly wants to introduce to the black space. This is what I mean when I say that this dude's dumb. Like you're it's not that he's dumb, you're just socially unaware of certain things. Like we got communities out here. I'm not joking, bruh. We got communities from all walks of life. The real Black Pill. They rock with riders right here. They're in the chat. They rock with us. And they're letting you know the brand that Obsidian is trying to put on, these guys will turn on you because if you decide to get laid, you're already doing better than them. You can't be part of their club anymore. Think about the dangerous idea this spreads. Think about the dangers of this. Obsidian wants to drag us in with that Wheat Waffles guy. No, that's what he wants. The guy that's telling other guys that it's over with. It's done. He wants to bring what's left of the Black Manosphere over to. This is someone who's behaving not only in a desperate manner, but someone who's not self-aware of what's really going on. When I say a lot of these Manosphere guys are out of touch, they're out of touch. Why? Because we got them. We got people in the chat. Everybody here is in that chat right here. And it's self-made. Whenever you can pop back up, you can pop back up. I don't know what happened to your connection here. Overdose, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. The mission comes first. Absolutely. Absolutely. But a lot of these guys, they forget the mission. And a lot of you guys who want to call me a hater, clout chaser, whatever it is, it's old. It's played out. You're going to have to literally do better than the Fresh and Fit boys. If anything, majority of them are part of the audience too. They love us now. They think of us as the rehab, right? They go over there, get their fucking toxic fill, then they come over here and detox. That's what we're here to do. Come in and detox, have some conversations with some real brothers, all right? The moderators in the chat, they're going to toast to you, just like we all toast, all right? Get your drinks up, get your horns up, have a seat, and get ready for church. That's it. We're not selling anything. We're not asking for anything because the main thing that matters to us is the mission. It's never changed. That's why the hated clout chasing nonsense, we out-survive that. We out-survive all of that. And on top of that, if we were actually haters, why would we then talk to the very same OGs that we criticize? Does that even make any sense? If we were actually haters, why would we then have an open conversation with the same OGs we criticize? And those OGs don't seem to be offended by it. Why? Because they know what constructive criticism is, laid out in the entertainment format. And that's right. But they know what that is. So they're able to come up here and break down their position and they're part of it. That's how things are supposed to work. So that way you guys, as the audience, who the real mission is all about, can get another side to it and get a sense for it. It's entertaining, but there's really no beef here. There's really none of that here. There's criticisms and there's growth. There's only two things that exist here. If you don't believe me, look at the chat. Self-made, welcome back, brother.
Yo, man, sorry.
Don't worry about it. Let's get on with the conversation.
So the black vans pulled up and they shut my stream down. So basically,
they're coming.
So yeah, I mean that whole story with the, like, if you're in that community and you self-loathe in that community and you're just that way, then dude, it's just gonna lead to bad things. Now, the guy that did the thing in Plymouth, let me be really honest with you. he named himself whatever the kid's name was, then Waffles at the end of it.
That was the guy in London, right? Can you briefly discuss that story, please, and why it's important for guys to pay attention to stuff like that?
So this guy was on the spectrum. He was a really young kid. He started getting into that gray pill space where it was with wheat waffles. He ended up naming his last name Waffles. And I don't know if he got raided. I can't, attest to that. But he was a big proponent of him. So he thought he was so ugly that there was nothing in life, and he kept stewing in it. Now the kid was on the spectrum. But I think you're going to get crazies in anything, in any space. And I think he just, even if he did get some, you know what I mean? I think he still would have done what he done. You know what I mean? He was just out there.
He mentioned that like girls were attracted to him. It's just that he didn't know how to handle it. He didn't know how to talk to him. He didn't know how to really approach it because a lot of it was just general awkwardness. But where he found solace was in these communities on Reddit and on YouTube. He also made YouTube videos. And guys, I'm actually going to do another breakdown on this kid because, matter of fact, I'm actually going to start doing breakdowns on a lot of these guys who are in these spaces that are coping, because I think it's very important for you guys to learn this shit and how important it is, right? Because they just labeled incels terrorists.
Yes. Yeah.
This is how crazy this is getting. And y'all know after 9/11 what they do to terrorists. They don't play here. They don't negotiate with y'all motherfuckers. Go ahead.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy about this whole all right, he was autistic in the UK, but he is provided a rifle. He got certified to own a rifle. Why? And then his father was trying to get him into a mental facility, but the socialism medical system over in England, in the UK, it was like 6 years out, and then COVID hit. So he couldn't even get in. It got pushed out further. Now, wouldn't you think if a parent or an individual that they had the strictest gun laws in the UK, they would have took the rifle away? They didn't. Then on top of it, he got in a fight with some other kids in the neighborhood, caught a case, and the cops still gave him back his certificate for his rifle. So there's a lot of sus things going on in that story too. Just not trying to put my tinfoil hat on all the way, but if you break it down, when you do, you're going to hear all the inconsistencies.
Guys, if you guys like that, I don't know if you guys are murder mystery fans or what do you call it? One of those, I forgot what that genre is called. But if you guys like that stuff, I'll cover a lot of that too, because I think it's important when we talk about like how dangerous some of this stuff is. I want y'all to see it. When y'all see us coming up here and we're railing against some of these hardline red pillars, is because you guys are seeing the internet world, but you're not seeing the reality of what those ideas can do to a mind. This young man was in London, I believe. Was it in England or UK or something like that? Somewhere over there.
Plymouth, UK.
And Plymouth, UK. Got access to a shotgun. He blew the fucking face off of a little girl, and while her dad and them were walking.
He signed up. He didn't
the
just
little
get
girl.
He didn't, not even illegally. He got it from the government. He got certified through the government.
The little girl was pushing her cart. Dad tried to protect her. Why? Because this man was angry at the world, and he had no one else to talk to. Even hated his mom. The first person he killed was his mama.
Yep.
To kill your mom, you have to have such a level of hatred of women. It's not even funny. Your level of hatred towards women has to grow so fucking much to the point you have to destroy the first woman that ever appeared in your life. That's what he did. He killed his mom before he went out and started killing other people.
Yep.
This is why we have to talk about this, because they just labeled incels as a terrorist organization because of this dumb shit. There's more of this stuff happening. Don't think it's just him. There's a lot more of those guys out here.
Well, you look at the red pill guy who just went on a murder rampage and wrote a book too.
Yeah.
Come on. It's just not it's not just the black pill. There's red pill incels, there's blue pill incels, there's pink pill incels. There are incels everywhere. And they're drawing a broad stroke on men's spaces. This is a scary situation, people. And I'm telling everybody in the chat this right now. If they're broad stroking this, then they can take Duke and Don down. They could take everybody out. They could take every man. Yeah, everyone that doesn't fit along the lines of what they don't think is an incel, they will take down. And if the feminists don't like it, they will take us all down.
They would take it all down. They would take all that shit down. This is why it's important. And Obsidian wants to drag us into this space. He wants to drag us towards Meat Waffles' brand of incel doom. Like y'all gotta wake up. Like we're not playing with y'all. Continue, please.
So I mean, like, we have every pill in the book. They punch down in every pill. So you got like the red pill will punch down on the black pill. You got the MGTOWs that will pretty much align with what we think, but they go their own way. They punch down on us. Then when we punch down on the white pill because they're in banana suits, you know, that whole scenario. But every pill punches down or punches up on each different pill. And there's different philosophies in all the pills. But with the subset of what we're in, the original black pill, is we give solutions. That's why people spurg out about QB Willie taking guys to Mexico. People could say whatever they want to say about QB and all that stuff, but he's giving men solutions in that area. We give men solutions, and what's right for you and what works for you, use it. These guys are on Tinder. Like right now, I'm the only black pillar that came up because all the other guys are out, and they're out with women. So we are not incels over here. We're slaying it, just to put it to you that way. But one thing, one key factor of this is that it's getting scarier and scarier in these male spaces is this is what it is. It's all about money and the grift. Okay, let's look at Troy. Let's look at Troy Francis, for instance. QB was doing it for free. Now Troy Francis and all the rest of the bunch of the red pillars needed a new grift. So now they're talking about geomaxing. It used to be called travel maxing. Now it's called geomaxing. They're all doing that, and they're touting it and selling courses, and you pay $4,000 to come through, and then it gets upwards to 20 grand. That's the grift right there. Now they know this face rating system that Wheat Waffles is doing, they're all going to try to emulate. Not to throw shade on crew Kevin Ray Wilder, but like I said on your panel, I said, do not rate men's faces for money. That's sus, because they're all trying to find the next grift, and they need black pillars now so that they can sell more courses.
Why? Okay, I was gonna say, why is that? Why do you see a bunch of, because we've officially, and I made sure that I played that part with Obsidian basically giving a nod to Wheat Waffles, the doomer intel, right? And the reason I want you to, can you break down why? Because we're seeing because Roll Tomasi's doing this too, right?
Yep.
Roll Tomasi's doing this. A lot of these guys who are traditionally, we call them hardline red pillars, they're now grifting into the black pill space. Why is that? What are you seeing in that? What do they see in the black pill that the rest of the manosphere doesn't see?
Because we were never infiltrated by courses and grifters. We're the ones who called out all the courses and grifters. We don't believe in game. Sorry, we don't believe that you can talk somebody into it. A generalized game course will not equate to every man in the world. We're all special little snowflakes, I like to say it. We all have different needs and desires. Some guys want to pump and dump. Some guys want LTRs, long-term relation, So there's a difference. So now they see this opening in the black pill, which it aligns with the red pill, because red pill is what the black pill is what the red pill used to be. Looks, money, status. That's one of the core principles. So they're looking at this. They see this kid that's making money off of rating faces. So now they're going to start rating faces. I called this on that whole receipts episode there that this is what was coming next. I said this and I said it.
And you're right. It's actually to the point where even the black manosphere is involved in this shit.
Yeah. I never thought they would.
And there are elements of the black manosphere that are not okay with this. Like, and people who are trying to do this grift, you're tearing the space apart and y'all don't even realize it.
Yeah, and it's going to come down to that. I mean, when they start telling guys it's over, like legitimately, it's over because you're mandible or you're a Donny boy, I'm going to punch in the orbital bone and all this other weird terminologies they're using, which is scientifically there, but to tell men that just because you don't have a model's face, you're done. It's over. So what does that do to a male? And to a male that we have higher rising virgin rates. Men are in 28 into their 30s virgins now. And this is just not a good thing I'm saying. This is a real thing that's happening right now. And when they get caught up in these spaces with these doomers and these gray pillars, this is what happens. And I just, on a psychological evaluation, we do a lot of bro science everywhere in all these pill spaces. But there's a lot of psychopathy that's going on in a lot of these places. They want, misery loves company. Let's use that old term. Then you have other people that, have fear of abandonment, codependency issues, addiction issues, and mental health issues. So you throw that on top of this and then start getting fed an ideology, bad things will happen when you're in a doomer in space like that of the gray pill with wheat waffles, facing LMS. I can name a few. There's more. There's more coming, Duke. And now the Black Manosphere is really surprising to me that they're wanting to get involved into that.
I knew I had to cover this video, because here's the thing: in the Black Manosphere, and it's everywhere, but I'm gonna call it out harsher in the Black Manosphere just because we gotta hold ourselves to a different standard. But when I start to see this stuff and see guys like Obsidian, basically touting the black pill, especially guys like Wheat Waffles, without really even knowing, or this is what I'm saying, the guys like that don't know the whole history about it. They just see the clout that he's getting. They see the attention that he's getting, and they want a part of that. They want a piece of that, right? And this is where it gets dangerous, because even in this space, we have a lot of dudes who are angry and pissed off and frustrated. So you taking them into a community that is filled with doomers, gloomers, and people who aren't going to do shit, it's just going to be bad for everybody.
Yep.
And in this Black Manosphere space, we're all worried about the Fed. And this man Obsidian is trying to invite willingly the feds into this.
It's not even just that. Men in general need to be worried about the feds now. We're coming into spaces that men are gathering together and talking and comparing notes. They don't like that. I'm sorry, I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on too much. I don't want black vans pulling up in front.
Go ahead. I know exactly what you're putting down. I'm picking it up. But go ahead.
But I mean, like when we all gather together and we start speaking logically, then that becomes a problem. And like they want us a consumer base. I mean, the consumer base is 80% women. So then you have the other 20% males. But all males now that are in all these spaces that are walking away, that are moving on and saying, hey, I'm not going to domestically get married here in America. I'm going to go to overseas to get married. And I'm going to move my whole lifestyle over there. The government doesn't like that. That's a big problem, because now we're not into that 1950s where we get a wife and then we hand over our paycheck like my grandfather used to do. Gave my grandmother his whole paycheck, got an allowance, $20, and he was the union, he was in the union, made a crap ton of money, but she bought whatever she wanted. Those days are gone because the sexual inflation is out there. And women, I'm not trying to blame all people. I believe women, they want to be equal, sign the draft card like the rest of us. That's the only thing I'm saying. But when it comes down to it, those days of the 1950s are gone. Those days of where men get married and lull the system and give their wives all the money and keep buying into the propaganda of, here's my money. Go buy whatever you want that makes you happy, baby. Tradcon stuff.
And you're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right. And that's the thing that with this manosphere, that's why I see the grift, right? Because I'm like, why are y'all trying to bring back a term to traditionalism, right? Kevin Samuels does this all the time. And one thing that I vehemently disagree with him on is that 6-month shit. Yo, Kevin, do not ever, 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 ever tell a brother that he needs to be married to a woman within 6 months of meeting her. That is the dumbest shit any man can ever fucking do. And that needs to be taken back, because you are setting up dudes for failure just to sound like you know what you're talking about. And this is the problem when everyone wants to protect people. 6 months is not enough time. It's not enough time to know somebody. The West is not as desirable for marriages anymore.
Enjoy the decline.
It's declining. And the grift is, a lot of you guys are trying to bring back to that traditionalism, but you understand the cat's out of the box. It's not going back. So you got all these dudes stuck up here on hope. Oh, don't worry. Winter eventually is going to come for the women. Oh, I promise you, winter's going to come. This is all cope shit. It's all cope shit. Because at the end of the day, if you as a man don't have the millions of dollars to retire, those same principles apply to you. So you have to make sure you have what it takes to go secure yourself a woman. Yes, we are in a free sexual marketplace value. And just like in any good capitalism, what happens when you go into a place, a market, a new market, right? Well, you have to compete with the existing establishment. You have to compete with that. No different with the dating market. In a dating market, you have to compete with other men who are also up here. And we can't get mad that women want this, guys who are top of the line, because we as guys, we want the top of the line too, what that means to us. So we can't get upset about that, right?
No.
But we do. Why? Because a lot of these guys in this space don't want to face the truth. And the truth is, you're going to have to now compete for the women you want. No more sitting down and saying, hey, these women on Tinder are only going for the top guys. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you're in a free market. People are going to go for the best. And not everyone is going to win out. A lot of women will lose. And they don't even realize that yet, but they soon will. But they will lose. They go after the top guys, and it is what it is. But don't act like you ain't trying to sit there and pretend that you are just one to sit in your own bullshit and not have to change, but still have to have the same results. That's why you're pissed off. Because if that wasn't the case, when you're talking about this Tinder thing, first of all, when you look at Tinder is all about the image, the lifestyle you can portray, and how witty you can be with your banter back and forth. If you don't have those three qualities, work on them. And if you still don't have those, go towards other qualities that can help. You can buy box now. It's okay. There's no more stigma. Go to other countries if you need to, okay? Or go do that shit here. Go pay for an OnlyFans. Buy box. The stigma's gone. The
Well,
fact
the
of the matter is, a
Tinder,
lot of you guys need to get rid of that frustration that you have. It's going to turn ugly. Go ahead.
the Tinder swindler was a big proponent. He wasn't really having to go back and forth. It was looks, money, status. How did he take regular women and take them and fleece them out of their money? Now, do I think he needs to be criminally charged? No. What I really think it needs to be is a civil charge, because all those women made their money back from the Tinder swindler. But now we're all painted into a corner, men are. In America, let's look at the laws. Let's look at the no-fault divorces. Let's look at the domestic violence laws. Let's look at it all. You got to unpack it all. This is why men are saying we're done, we're moving on, we're going
Absolutely.
out of country.
And we have to have those conversations too, because and that's part of future conversations we're going to be having here. One of the main things that I want to bring on is a bunch of dads who've gone through the system too as well, and basically talk about their frustrations with that, right? And kind of just break all this down. So a lot of guys, you can see men within the studio who are basically talking about the same frustrations other men have gone through, and you guys can see that firsthand. But we're not just going to talk about the frustrations; we're also going to bring forth solutions and actually try to discuss something that's real. That these conversations have to happen. We have to turn from a point of where we are right now to just focusing on the women to start focusing on ourselves. Listen, guys, if this isn't proof enough that it is, let this be known. We can't sit here and worry about women if we have our own problems to deal with. You see why nothing gets changed? Because a bunch of dudes who are leading the space still have problems they haven't dealt with. That's why people can't change, because we forgot to look in here. A lot of us did. So this shit stops now. We got to start having these real conversations. Go ahead.
And another thing is, like, you get into these spaces and then you get into this Chad and Tyrone worship that goes on in the red pill.
Oh my
All
God.
the spaces. Now I'm gonna break this down to you. Check this out. And I got this from Hold the Truth Hostage. If Chad and Tyrone are such a problem with you, then they're your Jesus. Then women are your God.
No, that's facts. Whatever you hold
Chad,
in here.
Chad worship is real. Chad worship is real. If they're worshiping them like Jesus, then women.
What is Chad worship for the guys in the chat that's not used to the lingo?
The guys that are in the top 10% that are getting all the females. These guys
why,
are.
Why is it that these guys are obsessed with these Chads and Tyrones?
Because, like, this is their thing. They're like, well, I'm not attracted enough like Chad or Tyrone. I can't get these girls. Oh, it always comes back to a default defeatist attitude when it comes to this. Like, they keep banging on about it. Dude, and the other option is, like you said, go pay for it. Because, like, if this is the problem, why sit and stew in that that Chad and Tyrone, and this goes on in the red pill space too. Chad and Tyrone get all the women. So if Chad and Tyrone get all the
Myron
women,
Gaines quotes this all the time.
yep,
Donovan Sharp quotes this all the time. Rolo Tomasi quotes this all the time. These are all incels.
yeah, yeah. And like that's what needs to be said. I mean, I'm sorry that I had to come up here and defend the black pill, but to be quite honest with you, we're not the doomers, we're not the gloomers, we're not the ones telling men to opt out and take a rope necklace. We're telling everyone to treat the world like their lab and to come at it like that. Because whatever works for this guy works for this. We're all different individuals in that we're really not even a community, really, like Caduceus says. We're just a bunch of guys sharing notes, and we just know the laws of the land, and we know a lot of this stuff, won't work in our favor. So, like, a lot of guys are saying, hey, I'm going to get out of here. Some guys probably will get married here in the United States. But what it comes down to is, like, when you get into an ideology, just not the black pill, but the red pill and the worship, and then the defeatist attitudes in all these pill spaces, every pill space has it. You got the red pill rage, and you have the Chad worship, and then you have, into the MGTOW, we're walking away from women. So we're gonna have sex with sex dolls, and then we're gonna have, you know what I mean, in the MGTOW.
It's getting ridiculous. Hey, let me not catch one of y'all fucking dolls, bro. That means there's a problem. That especially, listen, if you're an old dude, I don't give a fuck, right? You're old and you've lived your life. You've gotten your experience. The key thing is experience, right? Your experience now. You go ahead and you say, I'm done with women. I'm done with all this bullshit. Fine. You've seen more than any young guy would ever see. But if you're a young dude and you claiming to be MGTOW, you need to shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
What are you going your way? What are you going your own way from? You're not experienced in nothing. Young guys right now are losing. They don't realize it. You guys are losing in the dating market, and it's up because of you guys. A lot of you right now can be winning with women. A lot of you guys could, but you guys are not winning with women right now. And the reason why you're not winning with women right now is because you overthink and you listen to guys who are currently not winning with women.
It's an
so
echo
when you come
chamber.
out and you see the older guys who are winning, it's not because the older guys are high value. It's because the young guys are awkward and inexperienced. And the girls don't want to fucking deal with that. They want a man because the man is rare. Boys are free. They're all over the place. Girls are tired of dealing with boys. You know how many times if I had a nickel for every girl that has told me that she is done dealing with a fucking boy, I'd have like a couple $1,000.
I don't blame women for not getting with half these men. Look at how weak men are nowadays. Let's look at men in general. All right. So we have guys that think they are entitled to every woman. They think they need to get 9s and 10s. And this is not a feasible option. And I'm not saying settle for, whatever you don't think you're whatever, but come on, man. There has to be a point where you're like, hey, Becky, who's a 6, might take care of the family, might do whatever you call it. I'm not telling guys to hate women, because women have to be defensive against males. We are the stronger species. And then here's another fun
That's why
thing.
governments fear us coming together and talking, because men actually have the power of changing systems. Women don't. That's why, like, when I talk about this, I gotta talk about that point, self-made, because it's a very important point. Because all these guys who used to call me haters and shit like that, and why I always talk about the men, because the real power lies with us. That's a crazy thing. The real power has always lied with us the entire time. And that's why these governments are scared, because when men get together, men actually have the power to change the system. Women don't. Like, that is a crazy thing. I'm not saying like changing the system in terms of how women are manipulated into changing the system. Majority of the time, they are manipulated in doing that. Feminism was one giant manipulation. I don't care what anyone else says. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So women are manipulated into taking action. But the one thing that women have is the fact that they have the ability to organize well and do it to a T. They can, the sister code, that is real. And that's what men should be striving for. You need to have that same code, but we don't. When we see it in the space, even now that this black manosphere is falling apart. You don't understand this. The reason why governments are scared of men coming in the manosphere space and coming together and talking is because men really have the power to change societies. When it comes down to taking up arms and defending it, We have the power to do it. So that's why it's so confusing coming into a space where you listen to a bunch of agent provocateurs masquerading as leaders, telling you that you have no power, convincing you guys that you have no power, you never will, especially in the system, and you need to either leave or shut the fuck up.
Yep. And like I was going on about, like women have to be defensive against these weak men. So if you got a weak man, this woman that actually has a child with you, she is down for 9 months, right? She has no options for 9 months, but a man could go knock up 1,000 women during that 9 month period. So women are more perceptive, they're more socially acute than men are. So that they see a problem and they disqualify you quick, that's in their hindbrain. That's just what they're built. That's the fembot built in, you know what I mean? To detect weakness. And not just weakness, but in imperfections. You know, like say this guy wears glasses. Some women don't like that. Some women will be like, oh, I don't want my kids to have to wear glasses. That's a weak quality or a trait. So, like, that needs to be talked about because the whole female hate culture that is coming, you have to look at it from that aspect. But I'm not saying women don't need to be held accountable because they do need to be held accountable too. But there's overreactions and overcorrections that are going on in all these spaces. So you got the gray pill space that are overreacting, saying, I'll never have a woman. And then they spurg out and do this. And then you have the red pillars who go through the red pill rage because women, whammon, whammon, whammon. You know what I mean? And then the black,
too.
and in the black pill, we just know female nature and we know what it is and we don't care if we meet her looks threshold, cool, then that's what it is. If we don't, then we move on. So like that's the whole synopsis on that. But if you have any other questions for me, man.
No, that's pretty much all I got, man. I just wanted to have like a real black pillar from this real black pill space come up and actually explain what's going on. Because when I see the black manosphere guys like Obsidian who are going to the spaces thinking that, oh yeah, I like the brand of wheat waffles black pill, and I think we need to go over there and deal with that. I want y'all to understand the real perspective of where that's coming from, because that dude, Meat Waffles, his brand of black pill is a dangerous brand of black pill. And if you guys are scared of the feds, he's leading y'all right to them because they are blacklisting all of them motherfuckers. Incels and across the board are being labeled as domestic terrorists. Now you want to put black men into that group too as well?
But it's not just going to be incels; it's going to be the whole men's community.
No, they're gonna figure out a way to paint it the whole men's community, but
yeah,
they got to get black folks in there, and Obsidian wants to do the work for them.
Yeah,
well, shit needs to stop.
They're thinking green before they're thinking about the whole space. They're thinking green. They're thinking money. How can we grip this? How much money can we make off of this?
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money. It all comes back down to the money. And it all comes back down to the money with the government too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're absolutely right. A lot of you guys got to get this, man. These people don't care about you. And y'all going to realize when it's too fucking late, because realistically, the black manosphere is falling apart. It really is. We're going to do our best to hold it together, but it's falling apart. It's falling apart, man. We got OGs who've been long staying in the space are leaving now. They're done. It's falling apart. Why? Because what I've been saying this whole entire time it's coming to pass right now. Thank you so much, Self-Made. I'm gonna monologue this out.
All right.
But what I've been saying for this entire time, it's coming to pass right now. I told y'all, man, if we don't solve the issues that we're dealing with right now, it's gonna get pretty bad for everybody. I told y'all that from the get-go, since when we started talking about Fresh and Fit and the dangers that they were bringing into that. Since we started talking about them, what did we say? We said that this was gonna happen, but they laughed at us. They ridiculed all of us. They said we were clout chasers. They said we were broke. They said we were clueless. Some of you guys who even said those words, you guys are in the chat right now. And you guys are glad you jumped ship early and saw the light. But what is coming to pass is what we've been saying. So now you're looking at the Black Manosphere literally falling apart. Who is the clout chaser? Maybe still us. Let's just be real. Come on now. Hey, come on. We're the news. But realistically speaking, everything we've said is happening as we speak. It's been unfolding for a while now. Now it's just now happening. Everyone's walking away publicly. Everyone's publicly denouncing each other. They're breaking each other up. I called this out. I called this out a long time ago. And when I did, they said we were stupid. Guys, you guys in the chat, they said we were stupid. They called y'all stupid. They called us stupid. They said we're haters. They called y'all haters. They called us haters. They called y'all cloud chasers. They called us cloud chasers. They called y'all broke. They called us broke. But now, listen, the truth doesn't have to disguise itself. It never has to. It never has to until it reveals itself. The lies, the people who are selling you lies, they have to hide behind stats, statistics, and books. The liars hide behind courses. The liars hide behind all these different things to keep you entrenched and keep buying like OnlyFans thoughts. The same ones that are telling you to avoid, they turned you into. So when we call it out, y'all laughed at us. But look what is happening now. It's not a game, is it? And like this ain't no vindication or anything like that. This is real, man. There's some real content creators out here that are leaving. They're done with the Black Manosphere. The Black Manosphere, they're done with. I told y'all this was going to happen. Because real niggas see shit that fake niggas can't. Real niggas see shit that fake echo chamber following niggas don't see. They're the first ones to call you a hater before they listen. Before they open up their fucking minds. This is why they suffer. This is why they don't grow. Because they shut the fucking outside perspective down before they have a chance to get the fucking message. That's the problem. Y'all are to blame, realistically. All y'all feeding to these echo chambers, you are to blame. Before you even let the message hit your goddamn ears, you blame and you call them clout chasers. Because deep down in here, you understand that what they're saying makes fucking sense. Look where we are right now. Hey, please, if y'all having fun with your jollof rice, please get the rice up, like so, okay? Because I'm cooking right now. I'm sweating. I'm cooking right now. We're getting great value in this motherfucker. So if you like the jollof rice as spicy as it is, because we cooking, get the lights up, please. Please, because this is important. This is the fate of the Manosphere we're talking about here. It's important. You guys are the first look into this space. The audience, you guys got to take responsibility. Not everyone that criticizes someone you fuck with is a hater. Sometimes speaking truth to power is needed. I don't give a fuck how many influence they have. It's needed. So that way it's the benefit of you, the listeners, the people who want to get better. It's a message and a testament to you. These guys, they're proving to you right in front of your eyes right now they don't care about y'all. They never did. It's been about the money. Obsidian said it themselves. It's about business. Y'all are just business. There's no heart. That's why they can come up here, pretend they're fucking with each other in person, but then fucking tear us, themselves apart and take y'all down with it. Because it's never been about y'all. It's been about them. It's been about their pockets. And now they're grifting into new spaces. Trying to get new blood, new fish. Because right now, our brand is growing. The independent brand. The no pills. We don't pop shit over here. We never did. We never have to because we see reality what it is. We see that the reality is all of you guys who are claiming to be red pill, all these goddamn pills, all of you guys were actually plugged into the matrix. Y'all have never been unplugged. You're still sleeping. Welcome to the American dream. You're still sleeping. You let these guys convince you with fake NFTs that pop, pump, and dump. You let these guys convince you with the fake advices that are generally you can find online. The guys in this space, that are charging vulnerable young men $50 a minute just to talk to them about their frustrations. That's $3,000 an hour for a young man who's just trying to get by in life. Is already behind. Most people don't even have $500 to put towards emergencies. This man and people in the spaces are charging upwards of $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. They're squeezing a lot of these young men dry. And then when they go out into the world and realize that these ideas don't fucking work, they get frustrated. But at who? They get frustrated not at themselves. Well, yeah, a little bit, but they don't realize that because they don't have the self-awareness to. They don't get frustrated at the coaches because the coaches are still spelling that bullshit. They get frustrated at everyone else, but particularly the women. And they go on killing sprees. This is serious. I hate to break it to all y'all. And for some of y'all who rock with Obsidian, I rock with Obsidian. If he doesn't want to rock with me, right? Hey, that shows your manliness compared to all these other OGs in this space that has talked to us. And you don't need to talk to us. I don't need to talk to you. But if you're mad, it tells a lot. It shows a lot and it proves a lot what we just mentioned on stream. You can't take criticism neither like all these other guys. Same thing with you, Kevin Samuels. Same thing with you. You are the antichrist of the space. And I'm not saying that it's not to your fault directly, but indirectly, yes. When you're trying to protect yourself, making yourself feel as though that you cannot be touched, ignoring people who feel as though that they're owed something. See, for someone who talks about power, wealth, one thing that I've always thought about, Kevin Samuels, and I just have to point this out, is your lack of understanding of how power works. And what I'm talking about is when you're a powerful person, an influential person, every influential person has a key to their power. They're called keys to power. Okay, I'm going to break some shit down to y'all that a lot of these guys will never understand because they've never really had power before they got into the space. I'm going to break that shit down to y'all because I've seen power. I've been near it. I've been near people who can make shit really fucking hurt. From all your way, from the other side of the world. Somebody can ruin your fucking life. You don't even know who they are. I've been around those people. And the thing with those people, the real kind of power that runs through their veins, they have keys to power. And those keys to power are the key influential people they have set in certain places that they themselves have to keep happy. Because if they don't keep those keys to power happy, those keys will eventually be the downfall or the coup of their own entire establishment. It's happened to kings of old. It will happen here in this space. We're not that different, motherfucker. We're not that different. You forgot to take care of your keys. You forgot to pay attention to the keys that kept you where you are. Now look at the consequences. The space that you came out of and made you, the bridge is broken and it will never be repaired. Because the people who built you are gone. Because you neglected your keys, Kevin Samuels. And that is the biggest mistake any person of influential prominence can make. You're making a rookie mistake, Kevin. And I don't have any beef with you. I don't even give a shit, right? I don't care. I'm telling you this for where you're going to go in the future. Because without the Black Manosphere, realistically, Kevin, there's really not a strong base you can fall on. You have yours right now, but it's mainly people that are waiting to see you fail. I would say at least, I'll say good 40% of your people. That's why someone like MTR can just do a simple collab with you and almost get canceled. The people who follow you, majority of them aren't people who rock with you, Kevin. And I think what and Angry Man was, and the more I listen to this, the more I'm starting to think that Angry Man was right. Angry Man actually had a point. you got to understand this, man. You're hurt. You're by not paying attention to certain people, you're hurting them. By not doing certain things that you should, especially when the influence comes into play, when the influence starts to get to your head, it creates problems. So Angry Man has a point. As much as, people like to say what they say about him, he has his trolls and all the stuff like that. He had a point, Kevin Samuels. He had a really strong point. You let the influence get to your head. You forgot the guys. And now while you're way up there, these guys are down here fighting, destroying the very platform that built you. It's gone. Now, any other future black creator, Black Manosphere, what is that? It's for the birds. Why? Because infighting, jealousy, envy, manipulation destroyed it. This is why we can't grow. This is why there's no unity. Because the men who lead this space for this long, it's never been about you guys. It's been about the money. And honestly, this kind of hurts because it's very sad to just see it, right? See a bunch of grown men behave in manners that you're leaving other young men out the dust. There's so many other young black content creators that I watch. And shout out to y'all. I've seen y'all too. Storyteller, I've seen y'all before the billion. Some of y'all, THPP. Shout out to you, Poppy Blanco. These young black content creators that are coming out, it's just making that much harder because there's no longer a community there to support them. In your own ignorance, in your own egotistical, nihilistic way of thinking, selfish, if anything else, you destroyed the very community that built every single one of you guys. Congratulations. Men didn't win this war. Black men, we didn't win this war. We lost. We lost big time. I know you watch Obsidian stream, that dumbass complain contend that we won, but we didn't win. We didn't win shit. What's the point of victory when you have nothing at the end of it? What's the point of that victory? Victory at all costs, right? Look where we at. What's the point of it? I want every single one of y'all OGs to look at yourself in the mirror. Every single one of y'all. The fallout of the Black Manosphere, the blood is all on all of y'all motherfucking hands. Every single one of y'all. The OGs that helped build this space were the very same ones to destroy it. And it's very unfortunate for a lot of young men who are going to be coming up in a world with no leadership. Hey, shout out to Ghost Rider. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Self-made, we gave much of a different description of a black pill, way different than anything that I've ever heard. I have to agree with most of what he's saying. I've only ever heard of the WW brand of black, the white pill or white WW brand of black pill. I don't know what you meant by that, Ghost Rider, but you're absolutely right. These guys essentially, man, that's what the black pill is, and I wanted to make sure that you guys understood that. Because what Obsidian is bringing, he doesn't understand the black pill community. He doesn't understand where he's taking a lot of black folks into, and it's dangerous. He's gonna get y'all plugged up with the feds, and he's gonna get a bunch of black folks labeled as terrorists, like they're trying to label these white domestic guys who are in these black pill spaces. And I'm not trying to make it a race thing, but realistically, that's what we're headed into. So it's very dangerous, and it's important for a lot of guys to see this brand of black pill, because this brand of black pill is completely different than what the media wants to portray, and it's completely different than what Obsidian is trying to drag us into. Obsidian, if you're listening, this is not the right move. Shout out to you for the super chat. I saw that right before we're going to close out. But, hey, guys, what I was going to say is this, man. Appreciate y'all watching. I know it got a little bit serious towards the end, but realistically, it is serious because the Black Manosphere is no longer what it was. It's very serious. This is just something that is very important that we have to talk about. This is what happens. Guys, fuck, man. Fuck. This is what happens when we stop criticizing each other in a healthy way. When you guys, this is the consequences of when you call people haters, clout chasers, and you try to shut them down for actually criticizing them. Now, it's one thing to go after someone's character. It's one thing to dox them. We don't do that. And the people who do that need to be fucking shamed and tarnished and tarred and feathered. But realistically, criticism is good. Since when did we become like little boys and not want to criticize anybody anymore? Criticism is good. If we don't criticize our leaders, we have the situation we have right now where our community is falling apart. They're no different than the countries. We live in a country right now where people are getting scared to criticize their leader. And it's falling apart. We've been divided ever since. There are big consequences when we don't hold each other accountable. We can't sit there and say the women need to hold themselves to accountable and be to a different standard, while the leaders of our own space don't want to keep the same energy. I'm sorry. This has to be said. All y'all too damn scared to fucking call this out, not me. I told y'all this was going to happen. The truth does not need to hide. It doesn't need to dress himself up in nice little pleasantries. The truth just needs to be delivered the way it is. And the people who have a problem with it, there it is. They go. They leave. They call you a hater, clout chaser. But we heard Obsidian make the same money argument against Saint the Sinner. But he's supposed to be a leader. He's supposed to be out above the fray, but he's making those same arguments. The people who do that are direct reflection of the platform that leads them. I appreciate you guys so much because we're growing. This brand of Manosphere is growing. I don't even know what to call this. Like we've grown so much, I literally don't know what to call this. I'll leave that up to y'all. This stop the beat. I tell people who come up with, like, some of y'all who send us, so y'all know who you are. Y'all send them videos that y'all, hey, listen, we get a lot of receipts, bro. We get a lot of receipts on some of these dudes. And some of them, it gets to a point where it's like, let's move it aside. And some of your favorite ones, too. But it's one of those things where it's like, hey, man, you got to realize something. This is about money. It's always been about money. Now, I don't have a problem with that. But when making money comes at the cost of a young man's future, then we have to talk. And it's got to be big. The Storyteller, shout out to you for the 20. Yeah, I was just talking about you. Yeah, I was just talking about you. Another brother you got to check out. Right? Another brother you got to check out. Good man. Good contact with you. Another one that's on his way up. This is it's very serious because there are legal implications and emotional and mental implications of what's happening right now. I don't think you guys understand. The Black Manosphere is not going to be the same anymore. The people who are going to be left in the space are going to be grifters and echo chamber lovers. You don't believe me? Go look around some of these places. I'm not joking with y'all. That's why we're able to stand strong in what we're doing. Think about this, guys. Think about this. Our channel has been in existence for about 4 or 5 months now. And over those 4 or 5 months, we were able to build to almost 1.7 million views, thousands, tens of thousands of subs. Shout out to you guys. No, seriously, guys. If it wasn't for you guys subbing, if it wasn't for you guys super chatting, we wouldn't have all this. And we got dope conversations coming. We wouldn't have done this. But there's a reason why. Because this brand of Manosphere, this brand right here, this is the future. Like I told that other dude on the last stream that he will never put that stream back up. But I told him in the emails. I said, hey, bro, I know you think we're out here, we're just calling these people out, and you think it's a little sus because it's some of your leaders. But I'm telling you right now, this brand is going to grow. Why? Because we talk about every leader in this space. We talk not just leaders, but everybody. Everybody. We're not haters. We're just people who provide honest, constructive criticism. I spent 2 years out of my 8-year sales career as a sales manager. I spent 3 as an F&I, which is higher than that, but in the finance department, you make a little bit more bread in there. Actually, that's where I made most of my money. All of that had to do with dealing with people and dealing with banks. That's all that had to do. And I learned a lot of things out of that. And what I learned out of that is how to read people, because you need the right team. And you need to put the right team. So you got to learn how to read people like that. You got to learn how to read situations like that. You got to be able to look outside of yourself, outside of your company, outside of everything like that. And you got to do this very quickly. And the one thing you understand is you look at around the space, you look at what these guys are doing, and it's so easy to call some of this stuff out. It's not even funny. So when I come up here and say these guys aren't leaders, I never give a shit about the fucking clout. I never give a shit about the money. See, that's what y'all internet dudes don't understand. This clout shit, money shit, that's the same thing your guys are doing. You guys don't realize you're reflecting what they feel. You guys don't realize that. They want the clout and the money. Think about it. Fresh and Fit, they're the biggest clout chasers, and they make the most money off of these guys. It's so bad that everybody outside this YouTube space, they're looking at this, and they're basically, they've ran the numbers. The people who pay money to F Fresh and Fit, the incels who do that, they literally outspend OnlyFans models. And you know what's crazy thing is? They have OnlyFans models on their shows. Because the Fresh and Fit brand is big enough to help OnlyFans models make more money. And you guys are just the facilitators of that. We called it out. We called all of that out. And we're not hateful because the OGs still fuck with us. The OGs still fuck with us. Every single one of them. Because they're men. They understand criticism, even on the front end, on the back end. I can tell you how many people reach out to us who are OGs in this space on the back end. There's a lot of them. Some of y'all fuck with, some of y'all don't fuck with, some of y'all, all of y'all respect. There's some OGs that have reached out to us that y'all won't even believe. I didn't even believe that. I'm like, you remember what we said? I'm just saying, like, you know, we were pretty harsh, but, you know, we had to be said. And a lot of them, you know what they say? Yeah, I understand that. No, it had to be said. No, you were right on that. They still fuck with us. We're not going nowhere. Our brand is going to grow. That's what it solidifies. Because what we've built is a platform that has successfully incorporated every single branch of the Manosphere. Every single branch. The white, black pill, red pill, all these damn pills. You guys are all here. You guys are all in the chat right now. We successfully incorporated that and provided a level of balance. We got OG, Angry Man. OG's verifying that, what they've seen. They're coming in here. They're looking at the chat. They're looking at y'all. They're seeing how y'all interact. And they know it's different from their brand. They know it's different from what they got going on. Why? Because we're built different. First of all, y'all got too much jollof rice in you, and that's good. So hit the like button. But two is the fact of the matter is, people underneath, they understand that some of these guys need to be called out. And real conversations need to be had at the end of the day. It just sucks that it's going to be that much harder now. But shout out to you, Story to Tell. And that's essentially what it needs to be. And we will keep grinding because it stopped being about us a long time ago. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm gonna be honest with y'all for just a second, right? I'm gonna be honest with y'all for just a second, right? I'm gonna tell you this. It stopped being like, if I wouldn't have do the videos I want to do, I wouldn't be talking about this shit. If I really want to do the videos I want to do, I wouldn't be talking about it. I'd just be doing like reaction videos and shit, nothing too crazy, just chilling. And if you guys go back to our old content like 5 months ago, it's not that long because we've not been out here that long, but we've grown so fast. It's got to tell y'all something. We just did random reaction videos. But when we started criticizing some of the guys that people felt like needed to be criticized, but no one was saying anything in the space, we knew there was something there. Everybody else is scared. You guys have seen the result of the fear. No one takes action anymore. So I'm going to leave y'all with this, man. Do not be afraid to question truth to power. Do not be afraid to tell your story. Do not be afraid to stand up just because of what? Clout? We built this without clout. We built this just two fucking cousins chilling in the old studio, just talking about shit that mattered. That's how we got to where we were. Nothing special, nothing crazy. Now look at this, bruh. Y'all did this. We didn't. Y'all did. Do not be afraid to speak truth to power. Do not be afraid to step up, because you don't know how important your voice is. I don't care if they try to silence it. Your voice is important. Otherwise, your communities that you love, the people that you care about, they're no longer going to be together. And you let the people who want to destroy the space win. So for those of you guys who, at the start of this, when we started out, calling us agent provocateurs, you know what the fuck you are. Hey, put that stream back up. Calling us haters, clout chasers. Where are they at now? Where are they at now? When everything is breaking apart, when everything we said was going to happen is happening, where are they? Ask yourself that question, then come holler at us, because I'd like to know. No, I get it. They're still arguing. They're still fighting for the scraps that's left over. This is not a matter of just being right. This is just a matter of letting y'all know that it's easy to spot this bullshit, man. And y'all just got to be able to be open-minded enough to spot it. Let me make sure I got that every super chat in. I got a story to tell. All right, cool. I got all of you guys. Ghost Rider, I think I got yours. Yep. He said, yep, I got that one too as well. Just making sure I didn't miss out on anything. But guys, no, this is real. Now we're getting real. We got a bunch of young men who come into a space they do not understand or recognize, and they are angry. They need an outlet, and we have to do our best to help guide them. If that means we have to work 10 times harder, let's do it. But y'all know, since the moment we started this shit, we have never asked y'all for anything except for the likes. Please get those likes up.
Oh, hell no.
Please get them likes up. It's free, so it's a show. But and all of you guys who've been day ones, y'all can vouch for that. We've never asked for anything. You guys built this because you guys genuinely rock with what we're saying. We have never you can play every single one of our videos back. We have never once begged for super chats. We have never once begged for cash apps. A lot of these guys do. We don't. I don't have a book to sell. I don't have anything to sell. I don't have anything to sell, y'all. I have any products. I don't have nothing. It's just me in a great value suit with a couple dollars in it. That's just me. I'm just coming out here saying my thing. And everything I say, I don't think about it. Literally, all my thoughts are right here. They come right through my mouth. There's no manipulation. There's no nothing. It's just whoop, straight from the dome through the mouth. Because this is how I genuinely feel on a day-to-day basis. These guys, it's about the money for them. Why? Because YouTube is a big grift. Listen, call us what you want. Haters, clout chasers, money chasers. We want to talk about the money sides. We're good. I've had power. A lot. I've been near people with a lot of power. And I understand how that shit feels. I understand how corrupting that can get. Matter of fact, I've been in situations where I've been in some dark places myself. When I started getting into like a shit ton of drugs, when I started getting into like just nothing but partying and just fucking haze, I'd be gone for weeks at a time. And these are with people who are in heads of corporations. Yeah, y'all don't know they get down like that with the booger sugar, but they get down with that shit real quick, real easy. And that's man, the kind of shit that goes on in those rooms, you wouldn't be able to look at that nigga the same. You say, man, this is a dude that shows up in a suit every day to work. He seems like a put together guy, but behind the scenes, he's he's doing all that shit. You know, because you're doing that with them. I got no shame about it because I know I ain't shit. All you're looking at is an ain't shit niggas talking to y'all. Just letting y'all know the game. I don't have to have any fucking fancy books. I don't have to have any fancy courses. I don't have to have anything. Matter of fact, I can come up here and not ask y'all for shit. And we still build this. And there's more coming. It means that people are coming towards the real now and they're recognizing the fake. Fake people are pushers and they beg for money. Real niggas go for the jugular. It's just how that shit works. I hope y'all really understand what's happening here today. And I really hope you guys can really pay attention. And I hope this leads to some critical thinking amongst y'all so you guys can understand where a lot of this stuff is coming from. But real talk, we're going to do this real time. If you like the show, you fuck with everything that was being said here today. I'm sorry we had to get real serious, but we had to because literally the Black Manosphere is falling apart. So we got to do what we got to do. So if you guys fuck with the show, you want to fuck with what's coming up next, because we're going to be exposing some of this MGTOW shit. I'm not saying the MGTOW community, but a lot of people who believe in this incel shit, we're going to expose that too. If you want to get caught up with that, please hit the notification button, the subscribe button, and the like button if you fuck with this video. And I will see you guys on the next one. Please get the likes up, please.